May you please rise for the invocation. And the pledge is, Heavenly Father, every time today, Lord, we want to thank you for waking us up this morning. And Lord, we want to thank you for letting us be here today. And now, Lord, as we go into this meeting, Lord, I ask you to open our mind and our hearts and help us to make good decisions. As I pray in Jesus' name, amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. They will see it. Roll call. Vice Mayor Nicole, Councilwoman Cheryl McCall, present. Councilman Robert Gamsby, present. And Mayor Brown, here. Okay, the first thing is on the agenda, the additional and deletion and or amendment to the agenda. For the addition, I would like to make an addition to our agenda. Okay. We need to discuss the count, the insurance for the town and the buildings. Right? Okay, we just need to vote. We need to decide whether we need to add this insurance like on, look into it. We can't do it until we vote on it. So yeah, I need to add it on because storm season is coming. That's new business. Yeah, that's new business. They went there on page. That's the new page. That's the okay. Make that page. On the E, the air conditioning quote for town hall. New business. Under new business, your business. It's gonna be new to us. But we haven't been. Can y'all speak out a little bit? I'm sorry. On the new business, the air conditioning quote for town hall. And on the new business, resolution 2025-01, that is the greenery of Highway 41. We need to talk about that. You said that's resolution 2501? Yes.
Is that going to be in conflict for the first 25 home? It was under the old council, they have 2501 or 2502. We should get the 2503.
We couldn't find the resolution for the green. We found the old one. We found the old one, but it has the mayor and the clerk's signature on it. So I had to retype another one without their signature because we couldn't find the a blank copy of the resolution.
Yeah. What we need to change the number to 7?
I can't change the number because I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was.
They want us to Leslie gets here?
No, I mean, we could talk about it. Maybe by the time she gets here, we'll talk about it. So we have to vote on this because July the 1st is the deadline.
I just don't want the stuff to get numbered wrong and get confused. Even if you, I mean, they handed out the sheets that had 2501, 2502. At that short meeting, they didn't allow anybody to speak.
So it wasn't voted on.
They said they had a form and they said it was valid. I mean, Nick's got the date, online.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but the thing is that I cannot find the resolution that they had. I found one, but I don't know if that was the correct number or not.
Because it was the first one that was in there. The first one they did. It said 1 and 2.
Do you remember what they were addressing?
Yeah, one was the, thing where they were gonna have a historical society and I forget what the first one was. It was that thing.
Okay, we'll,
I mean, given a number, yes. Even if you jump to those numbers.
so we can amend the number to make sure we get the correct, resolution out. So do we have any more additional?
Do we need to delete number 5 since Mr. Powell will not be here?
No, Mrs. Powell is here.
Oh, yes.
Mhm. And, number 8, I'm moving number 8 between, 4 and 5. Because we are giving our report, after the citizen, she talk, after the citizen, say what they need to say, but once the citizens talk and say what they need to say, we are getting ready to go into our meeting. And after the meeting, after we get through with our meeting, the citizens could ask us questions then. So we the citizens on the floor, you can move that up between, number 4, C, and number 5. Okay, any more additional and deletion and amendments to the agenda?
Not really.
Okay, we somebody make a motion.
I make a motion we approve the agenda as it's corrected or amended.
I second the motion.
Okay, there's a motion and second that we accept the changes of the agenda. Ready for the question? Excuse me, any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? The ayes have it. The agenda stand as changes. Okay, the next one, the approval of the minutes, regular meeting, May the 13th, workshop, May the 20th, and special meeting, May the 20th. Can I get a motion on that?
I move to approve the minutes.
In a second.
Okay, has been motion and second to approve the minutes from the month of May. Any discussion? None. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carried. The minutes approved. Okay, the next thing, citizens from the floor.
I got one thing, just actually one thing. This,
We do love you, John.
yeah, and like this. The first thing is that, I want to say, thank you for getting that 41 done. Sinkhole done so quickly. You folks did well, very well. And, compared to what the last council, you got something done that quick. Wasn't that quick, but compared to the last one, it seemed that quick. And the other thing is, I'd like to know when that is going to be publicized.
I'm still working on it. I'm still, I got it,
You're spending money on this one, and there's nothing to show for it. We see nothing. The citizens see nothing.
so,
Isn't there a way you can upload this online on the town's webpage?
You doesn't give access to that.
It's not that difficult because he helped me upload stuff before on one of my previous jobs.
Okay, I tell you what, Councilwoman Cheryl McCall, she can help you with that. She's already with her IT.
I'll get you the information.
Thank you very much.
I better make it.
Yeah, that's my thing. I need to make notes of what I'm supposed to be doing because I showed up for you. Okay, anything,
So much information.
any more citizens from the room? Anybody else? Please come to the podium.
I'm new at this first council meeting, but they recommend for me to come to the council meeting because I've been having a lot of problems with trying to get my drainage fixed for the last 4 years. Yes, my name is Beth Everhart. My address is 16553 Kenneth Hutchinson Memorial Drive. That drainage has been crushed. And every time it rains, it floods up into my yard. And I've been trying to get it fixed for the past 4 years. And nothing has been done about it. I took pictures and everything and took it up to the town hall. And nobody that came and did anything about it whatsoever.
And when you say you live it now?
At 16553 Kenneth Hutchinson Memorial Drive.
Bradley.
Yes,
Oh, so you live in that area?
yes, ma'am.
Okay,
So, Ray,
okay,
can you get on to that?
Yeah, it's on the schedule to be cleaned.
okay.
With the ditch on the side has been cleaned. I'm talking about the driveway area. We have fixed the driveway because we had complained about the driveway where it had a big hole in it.
Mhm.
They never did come fix that. We had to fix that. The city
Yeah, no.
never did fix
Yeah,
it.
but
We
you
had to
live
fix
up on a hill now, so everything's gonna run
it.
down.
No, we don't live on the hill.
Yeah, you do live on a hill.
Well, that's,
Yeah,
My mother used to live on that hill.
I knew that.
We stay on the lower.
Yeah, the thing about it, we can't clean your ditch every month. We don't have manpower to go out there. First, just clean that ditch and everything.
Well,
We
I'm
can't
not
clean the
talking
ditch
about the
every
ditch.
month. Because you can have water running down from your house down that ditch. And I got video showing where the water's flowing through your culvert.
Can I show you? Yes, it is, ma'am. Because he's talking about the wrong thing.
You wanna walk back?
So you're on, oh, wait a minute, you're not on the side of Miss Bradley, you're on the main,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
main road.
where Deborah used to live at.
Yes,
Right,
ma'am.
in the trailer
Yes.
Deborah had.
Yes.
Okay, no,
Oh,
she's
okay.
flat, right? That was the other
I'm
trailer
flat.
that was on that other
Yes,
part, if I'm
ma'am.
not mistaken.
You know.
But it's not there anymore, is it?
Yeah, I'm right there. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll ride by there and take a look at it.
But we'll
We'll work on it. We'll get it fixed
It's
for
on the
you.
schedule.
you can,
This is right here. It's flat. You see what I'm saying?
oh,
This right
okay.
here is crushed. You see this is what he's talking about. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about right here in the driveway. See, you can't even see it. It's crushed.
Okay, I see.
It's crushed.
She's talking about the pipe, the metal pipe itself, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Do that. If you need extra help, remind somebody or whatever.
I'll take a look at it.
It's crushed. I'm not talking about it. Thank you.
Okay,
You have a good day.
Yes, ma'am.
okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody else?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Real quick, Beth Daniel, 16613 Spring Street. Quick question on the procedures for asking the city or the town for help. The structure next to mine, it had the nutrient sign on at the water tower. It was hit in one of the hurricanes, and part of the roof was snagged off and it broke the fence, but I fixed the fence. But the roof hasn't been fixed, and it looks like the eave cap is missing, so there may be some damage taking place.
Is that the gazebo?
Not the gazebo, it's the building that has the nutrient sign on the back.
Building behind it.
Yeah.
The storage.
So it's a storage facility as well as at the same time, I just want to know the procedure because there's been some debris that has not been removed and I know that there was a dump truck issue. If I have questions like this, instead of taking up valuable time here, what is the method for me to contact somebody? Do I drop off a written request at City Hall for these types of things?
Eventually, they'll be the
We'll have a
town.
town manager in another few days.
Okay,
So
and
that
then
would be the correct
the
person.
clerk or Sanikia, can I deliver something to her or would you prefer I not?
You can give it to me, yes.
And she'll give it to me.
Just address it to the mayor and or the town manager.
Okay, that's all I needed.
Yeah.
It was an easy one. Thanks.
Yeah, we'll get them.
Anybody else?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Claire.
Yes. Dr. Clarity, I'm a resident from White Springs, graduated from Hamilton County High. Disabled veteran, and I'm opening up a business on the other end of town, Sunrise Drive, 17,033 Sunrise Drive. My business is lounge 25 acres, and I'm trying to get a beer and wine license, and they said I need to get a signature from zoning, but I'm understanding there's no zoning.
No, we don't have a planning and zoning board, right?
But we're working on it for real. What is your timeframe?
Now,
Well, our agenda now, we're opening up our committees for people to join the committees.
Would you
So we
like
can
to?
have a planning and zoning board.
Neither's in
Is that part of the solution?
question, I live in Winfield, so
Okay.
I stay in Lake City.
Okay.
So,
Would he still be on
yeah,
the,
exactly.
on a
I still be on the
No,
board.
no.
So, no, I mean, mine,
What is, planning and zoning, and another one, you have to be a citizen of the town. And the rest of, Board of Adjustments, and the rest of them, you can join like special events and stuff like that.
can you do like Beth said, or we decided for Beth is to write a proposal of what you need and you can submit it to the mayor and the town manager, because like we said, we are voting on one hopefully this week.
so how long would it take for me to implement?
Christmas?
No.
Let me get some,
As soon as we can get.
let me get some information on
Because, I
that.
mean, they're waiting on, they gave me the application,
They have,
ATL.
ATL.
Okay, let me get
That's
some
application.
information about how that's supposed to be about. Since I'm the only one now that's signing off on different projects and everything. Let me get some information and,
Because I was supposed to have this back by Friday.
by Friday,
Yes,
give me your phone number.
386-438-3918.
3918.
behind you here, was asking.
Did you hear the question?
Yeah.
Would you repeat it for the attorney, please?
I'm trying to have a beer and wine license.
Okay.
ATL, and I need a signature from zoning from Hamilton County. I need a signature from environmental health and tax. I got those two. This is the only one that's holding up, and you all have zoning.
Could it be the county zoning that you found?
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's what
saying.
it found, you said Hampton County zoning?
Oh, they have to be the city or it can be the county?
They said it has to be where I have my business at.
So it's in the town, city limits.
All right,
17,033, I'm understanding it's not in the city.
it is in the city.
It is,
The city starts at the bridge.
okay.
It's in the city limits.
So we're talking about a liquor license?
Yeah.
Beer,
Beer and
Beer and
wine.
wine?
that's gonna come later.
Is that something?
If it's a
I-
letter, can't you write a letter, because we don't have planning and zoning, can you write a letter to the county, but then the city approves it and let the county zoning board sign it or something?
Now, there's gonna
Because
be,
a lot of the permits go through the county anyway.
there's gonna be all kinds of zoning considerations. They're probably going to have some sort of application process, because they're gonna need to make sure he has the right zoning designation to open a business with a liquor license.
It's the right zoning that
Well,
has been
my
there for
business
50 years.
is It can be a venue, a church, a dance hall.
It's been a club for 50 years.
So it's in
My
some,
daddy
all
built
that.
it, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
It's a restaurant and a lounge, and it's been there for over 50 years.
Have you gone through Hamilton County yet?
Meaning, which one?
For the license, did Hamilton County tell you had to come to White Springs for?
ATL.
ATF,
ATF said White Springs specifically, or?
the town that I have my business in. I went to Lake City, they couldn't do anything because I'm not in Lake City.
Right.
I have my business there. I got everything except for this.
I need a process in place for something like that. I don't think that's something, you need it by Friday.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working on
Something
the business and getting all my stuff now for 6 months. And I'm just trying to cross all T's, dot all I's.
I'm just curious, why do they have to make you do the zoning part over? Since it's already been established as that for over 50 years.
I
It's
don't know if
been
they,
zoned like that for 50 years.
I don't know if they serve beer wine.
Yeah, he's trying.
My daddy has a club, it's from third year and wine, they're like,
I guess it goes with change. I'm not sure. I mean, it's,
Let me check with the former, person that was on the planning and zoning meeting years ago that established some, zoning for that area a long time ago. Let me check with her and, I'll get back with you. Okay?
Have you submitted your paperwork to the town where the town has it reviewed?
review.
The paperwork that you need approved, the zoning that you need approved? What's in
the
your
application.
the application?
Application right here.
Okay.
But what you saying, did you send a copy into the town yet?
I
Or
didn't
can you
know.
give the text?
I know they need this and that. I didn't know I needed to. Just first time.
You can make a copy. Give it to her.
Yeah, I can, I mean, but I don't know if they're going to copy it there.
No.
Just
Just for us to be able to figure
Yeah, I
out what
mean,
we should do.
sure.
Not your copy, but you gotta turn into, but
Do you have a copy that you could send me?
This is the only one I have.
Okay.
but it has been a club in the past 5 years.
How many pages is it?
The zoning hadn't changed.
So, 9, 10.
Okay.
A zoning board is not,
If you hand them to the.
not an administrative,
I didn't think that, what I was saying, not cutting you off, saying, hold on,
Please stop it.
the zoning board is not an administrative body. You just don't walk up to them and hand them something to sign. They usually have to review something and make a judgment on it. So
Right.
they're asking
but if
for a
you're
zoning.
changing the zoning,
Excuse me.
You might not have to change anything, but you might still have to just apply to the zoning board. If there is no zoning board, we would do it. But we need to figure out what this process is that we're being asked to do. We can't just sign off on something.
no, I understand that. That is the correct process to go through things when you want something rezoned. But if it's already zoned a certain way, what I'm not understanding is why does he have to get it redone when it's already zoned in that area for that purpose? And then grandfathered in, because that building has been there since 1970. It's been there since the 70s, and it has been a lounge, a club. It's been this for over 50, but I'm 56 years old. So in that spot, the building changed, because my dad tore it down and rebuilt it, but it's been there for over 56 years. And it's been zoned the same way as the club for over 50 years. So that should have been grandfathered in anyway.
I don't think the problems with the club, the problems with the license. Because I know every year, the park has to get a new liquor license to have the beer garden, and I think that's what, there we go.
Excuse me, I can speak to that. I'm familiar with the forms, the park, the Florida Folk Festival, and the event. I've done it the last 4 years. Get permission, initially, it has to get permission from this town to sign off on the one form 3 or 4, what it is, that's to do with, is the property where you want the beer license, wine license, is it zoned correctly in order to be allowed for sale of alcohol? And the park is sure, we've got a festival going on, and it's a park, it's a state park, no problem. And the town here has come up and signed it for me, but the mayor, this last time, this year, and the last previous 3 years, the town clerk signed it off. So without that form, you can go nowhere. And, however, in view of the situation here, if it's not possible to sign it by the council in front of us here, then I would recommend going back to the county and saying, look, in lieu of what's happening here, can you sign this form to say, this property where he's got to have this, is it zoned correctly? No, he needs that, otherwise the whole rest of the form is about 6 pages, is null and void.
So
You've
is
got to
there
have that
a
zoning.
government entity that shows the zoning? Like, tax collector, property
So-
appraiser?
I can address that. There's an email there from Clay, who's the planning consultant. It's stating that the property is zoned commercial.
So if it's on commercial, can he have a liquor license on commercial?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was always,
Yeah.
that's the point I'm trying to
The
make.
problem,
It's always-
the problem is when I go to Jasper for something,
They
like
need the
Springs, they said they don't have anything to do like that.
Right, but if we know, and you can look it up and see if it's on commercial, and commercial allows liquor licenses, if we allow it, then we have the power or no?
Should.
Yes.
But Mr. Bruce, with your situation, you get a temporary liquor license.
It was temporary, I understand this would be different, but
Right.
it's the same process.
Well, no, it's a little different because.
Same form, it's the same form.
Yeah, same form, but the process is a little different because with my nonprofit, I have certain festivals and
Correct.
special occasions, I can get a
The
temporary
3-day
liquor
license, this is different,
Right.
but
I was
it's
just asking.
very similar.
But it's not doing this business, it's in that spot, and is that spot legal, and if it's legal, do we have the power to sign it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and so what you're talking about is on page 5, is that it? And it says, for zoning, this location complies with zoning requirements for the sale of alcoholic beverages or wholesale tobacco products pursuant to this application. And then it says for type and license. This approval includes outside
Yes.
area, okay. This is important. Location is in the unincorporated. Location is within the city limits. Got it.
Ooh, magic.
So what the sign off would be is that the location complies with zoning requirements for the sale of alcoholic beverages or wholesale tobacco products.
And we determine it does.
Is that
All
correct?
needs is
Right.
Mayor Brown's.
Yeah. According to our planning consultant, it's a commercial property. Yes.
Yes. Okay, before I sign, I still want to ask some questions about it.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I give you a call probably tomorrow afternoon.
So do we need to vote for her to be able to sign it?
Yes.
For permission to sign it?
Yes.
Okay. I move that we grant permission to Mayor Brown to sign, because we don't have a town manager, on Lounge 25A beer and wine license.
I second.
But can we open for this for discussion before we motion?
Okay, it has been motion and second. That Mayor Brown has the permission to sign off on Lounge 25 beer and wine. Ready for discussion?
Discussion. Can we send this to our consultant this year and make sure that he reviews it and that it matches our LDRs and we're good, just to cover our own butts for signings?
Y'all are taking too many steps to do something that's already been done. This has been a business, that has been a business, he's just opening the business. It's already gone commercial, so we'll be paying the consultant to reaffirm something that we already know. It's different if it's a place that has to be rezoned, but it's already zoned for this purpose. It's not like the Diamond Flats or somebody putting a house somewhere. This has been there, has been established as a business for over 50 years. It's been a commercial business and lounge for over 50 years. So why would, that's just like taking too many steps. I understand your concerns about the liability of the town, but this is something that's already been done. It just was opened a few years ago. He's just reopening it in his name as his business as opposed to the people who ran it before.
And so a liquor license, right, they're typically, they're kind of notorious for being hard to get. Not every single business can get a liquor license, not beer and wine.
He's getting beer and wine.
I just want to make sure that we follow the process and we're good to sign off. That's my
People haven't confirmed if you're not listening to, reason from the attorney.
zoning is a very broad.
He just explained it to you.
Well, can't. You don't have to. You don't have to.
Did you raise your hand and introduce yourself and make your statement, sir?
I don't really have to raise my hand and come up and talk and whatever. I'm just saying, what's the purpose for him? Why I'm having this?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I think maybe,
I know that Leslie is a very competent lawyer, but this is a very broad topic. Municipal management is, there's thousands upon thousands of pages of documents.
I've been in the bar business for 40 years. I ain't never heard that like this.
And everything I'm doing, I'm getting it from Tallahassee.
I'm not saying not to sign off on it, I'm just saying we need to cross our T's and dot our I's. And once we're good to go.
You spend the town money on something you got.
What's the type of license, the exact type of license that you're applying for? Like
It's for a venue.
but like the number, does it have a certain
It's something
designation?
on purpose.
what's the form?
Hold on for a second, please.
Just, they don't say anything about that. They just saying, I just needed a signature to be able to serve beer and wine at this.
I think I see here, TCOP,
TCOB, I don't see anything.
section 1,
Really?
no, 2 COP, 2 COP. Okay, yeah.
What did you say it was?
2 COP.
That's it.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's it.
Oh, you want to see it in first?
No, I was gonna say it's by the Leslie, but she.
Oh.
had it.
Okay. No,
Okay, Charlie, we still have a motion on the floor, so,
Let's start with his discussion then.
Yeah, I'm, so,
if you want to ask a question.
Yes, is there a business license involved in this?
he's already been approved as business license from the city.
Our city?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, they understand.
I'm sorry.
He's been open for a little while now. It's just that he hasn't been able to serve beer and wine until he gets this done. Which
Yeah, I've been
essentially
down
hurts
there
business.
Going on 6 months. I signed the lease in February 1st. And I think I opened up, probably by April. First, there was the 19th of May, just before May.
Customers are calling.
Yeah.
Do we have any local ordinances that restrict, or provide additional requirements for beer, wine?
That's what I have to check out, I don't know.
Because I don't have them.
We don't have any local ordinances that restricts. The only things that are restricted here dealing with clubs are like strip clubs and things of that nature and the casinos. I know that, but
This is wrong, this is 21 and over. No wine.
It's the same as that incident.
I don't know that.
Well,
The
the different convenience stores,
Right,
selling the
right.
same items they sell,
Right.
nothing different, no hard liquor, just beer and wine.
He's not like Savannah.
No, it's not a liquor store. It's just beer and wine as you go to Munchies, Sunstop, or any of these other places that sell beer and wine. It's just a simple license.
And it's
They're
that
also
one in
for
the house.
consumption,
It's had one for.
On site.
but it's like,
Yes,
Yeah, that's what it is, on-site
So
consumption.
can he also sell just someone that they can work
Closed
out?
container? Closed container?
But, no, he sells,
It's not
closed
packaged.
container, if he sells a 6-pack of beer, the guy walks out of the store, well,
You don't sell it.
You sell drinks.
you sell it. Okay, that's all.
It's not,
Making a lot, so,
it's not packaged drinks, it's drinks in the building.
okay, good.
That type of license is only for on-site consumption.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
okay, there's a motion on the floor that, we make a motion to approve Mayor Brown to sign off on the lounge of 25A. And, there was a discussion. Any more discussion?
I got a sign, so people can be able to see my building because my building is off the road. I just wanted to know what permit I need so I can put my sign by 41.
That's different.
I take that out to,
And I had one there, it's not big, I know you can't have it so many feet and so high, but it was small and it set off from the road, but I was told I had to leave it until I go to and get the proper procedure permits.
Was that being Jasper?
I don't know, I have
41 County Road, right? South African Beach, since it's a county road.
41 is states.
Yeah,
State?
on the state, yes. Let me check with DOT,
Yeah.
Okay.
okay?
That's a totally different.
Anything else, I got 2 things down, I wanna check out about me signing your license off. I gotta check with DOT, put DOT name inside here, so they won't come this through. Anything else?
When I do get started, the road coming from on this side of the track, it's pretty bad. I was can't think of.
Oh, that's in process of getting fixed.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor? Any opposed?
I can't abstain, right? So I'll just say aye. Yes.
Motion passed, ayes have it. As soon as I get my information, I'll be glad to sign off on it.
Yes, ma'am.
Any more citizens on the floor? Okay. We're moving on into our meetings. Wait a minute. Financial report, Ms. Powell.
This is your report for every meeting. The format of it has changed. We've got a total budget, the total expenses, year-to-date budget, it's not the total budget, is the total budget, you know, 7 to 12 is the budget. not the pay.
So you're today?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll start talking louder. So, the total income of your actual income is 485, it's the general fund, is 485,563.05. So that's your total income, and the total budget for the year-to-date budget, which is 7/12 of the budget, is 470,860.24. So you're ahead $14,702.81. That's your total revenue.
14,000 what?
$14,702. It's on the first part, first page, page 1.
I see
Is
it
where
now.
it's total income?
I see it now.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go to page 3. And that has your total expenses on it. And your total expenses through April were $575,483.39. And your budget for that period was $456,516.84. So you're overspent $118,966.55. The reason for that primarily is that you had expenses that were not budgeted. You had a lot of expenses that weren't budgeted. You had consultants, grant consultants, other consultants, you had legal fees, and the building rental. You hadn't really put that in your budget. You didn't know you were going to have to rent a building, because it's town hall has a mold, and so because of that, you're over your budget. But with time, it's going to get better, and you have reserves, so it's going to be all right. And on the next page, on page 4, is your enterprise fund, and your total actual amount of income for the enterprise fund was $332,000, $229.45, and your budget was $378,581.17. So you're like you have a little bit less income than you do your budget, but you recently got a county grant for $45,000, so you're going to be pretty much even. It's going to be all right with that same thing. You've gotten that money in, so it's going to be about even. And then you go to page 5. Your total expenses at the bottom of the page were $368,316.58, and your budget was $370,732.46. So you're a little under your budget, which is good.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
On page 4, under the enterprise income of water income, it was budgeted higher, but the special water sales, that's only $92, and it was supposed to be $4,666. Why?
I'm trying to find where you
Right near the top. It's like the 4th one down. What special water sales? What is that? And why don't we have it?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
We're gonna have to ask Mr. Powell next month.
Yeah, he's going to be here next month, but
Yeah.
I don't know why you have special water sales from the funds.
That's a lot.
We got to ask Mr. Powell about that.
And the same with the water tap fees.
Everything that, we have questions for, we gonna have to ask Mr. Powell that next month when we come.
Okay. Would you point that out to me so you know what to research for?
Absolutely.
Thanks, Ruth.
May I ask you a question, Ms. Powell? Okay, this is, we're June the 10th. So why are we like 2 months behind with getting, this is June, so I would like to see what may have, where we're standing at right now as of June the 10th, as opposed to where we were this time last month.
Right.
Which would give us a better idea of what the town actually had.
Right.
A more up-to-date report than 2 months behind.
Yeah, well, it's actually, the most current information that you can have would be May. We just need a little bit more time to get it done before the second Tuesday. It's pretty fast. You've got to get bank statements, and you have to get information together. And you have to, reconcile bank statements and make sure all the money's positive, and it's just quite a bit of work involved in it. And so because of that, but it's been like this for the years.
Yeah, but that's not saying a lot for us right now.
But we can't, if we moved the meetings forward.
What I'm saying is like, you might not have all of the statements reconciled. But as of, like, I can get on my account today and pull up my account, and it's gonna tell me, Nicole, you either broke or you got $10 in your account. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I have as of today. Can we get something that's more precise than 2 months ago? Even if he has to cut it off, say, from May the 30th, what we had as of May the 30th could have been presented today, even though he still has accounts to reconcile from it. So in the future, would you please ask him if he could be a little more precise for us? Like our next meeting in July. If the meeting is July the 14th, he can cut it off for June the 30th and tell us what we had as of June the 30th. And then everything else can be reconciled and added on to the August. But what we need to know what we have, what we're working with now, because we can't make decisions that, important decisions that may cost us funding if we don't really know what we're working with. I mean, it's good, you can say, well, you're looking good right now with $7,000 for a town. Not really that good if we need 20,000. You know what I'm saying? Like something comes up and we need 20,000, then that seven is, the deficit of $13,000 is what we're gonna actually have instead of the seven. So we would like to have something more recent and precise.
Okay.
If you don't mind, please.
Okay, when did the bank drop the statements to you?
In the end of the month, I mean, we don't get the statements, but we get the statements at the beginning.
Okay.
But we would like to just have it, like, so we would know as, May the 30th, we had $2,000 in this account, 5,000 here, we spent $8,000 doing this, 60,000 doing that, but something a little more current and precise.
Right.
Okay, we need to talk to Mr. Powell about that.
This is Mr. Powell's partner, so we can tell her and she can refer it to Mr. Powell.
She can.
I mean, it's not that difficult, it's just a matter of being more current than too much line, because we can't make a real decision on certain items. Yeah, we can tap into the reserve fund for certain things, but it's still nice to know what we actually have going out, what we have coming in. Because you know very well, we sign a lot of things, and you don't know what a lot of them are and what they're for. And I would like to know what we're signing, what it's for, where it's going, and what do we have left over. And that's just to be financially sound and make financially safe decisions. Because we're dealing with 790 other people besides ourselves. So that's just, to me, reasonable. It's not anything unreasonable.
Okay, she'll get back with Mr. Powell.
But then at the time, for the next week, please.
Won't you call him and ask him some of these questions?
She's here.
Yeah, but
She's his partner, not just his wife. She's his business.
I understand that, but it'd be good if we get it from a council member also.
I am a council member and I'm telling his partner what I need. We have her. Good. She understands.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, next thing on the agenda, town managers on leave. It's time. What's this one?
Asked about these things that need to be paid. That we got. Or are they gonna wait another month? We got those last ones.
This one already been paid. That's one already been paid.
Okay.
Okay, the town manager's on leave, there is no discussion on that. Okay, public works, Ray Vaughn.
We get a standing ovation for Ray.
Y'all slept good, didn't you?
He was there for 2 days on Highway 21 supervising that fix. I saw him
And they got it all done.
If it had been the DOT, we'd have had it out a lot quicker. Some of y'all know that, the motor in my trunk, the F-150 is gone. So I'm driving a Curtis truck, which is the F-250. So I got a quote, or two quotes. I don't have them with me because my email's down right now. We're trying to get that resolved. But the first quote to replace that motor was $13,300. The second quote was $11,500. I asked for three more quotes, but two of them never called me back. The other one, he called me back, but he won't sell it. Or the engines that he sells, which is Hamilton or Jasper engines, they don't make that motor. The $13,500 quote, that's the one that just replaced the motor in the dump truck. So right now, I have to jump Chucky off in the dump truck every morning because there's an electrical issue that's killing the battery overnight. And the only way to determine what that is he's gonna need a couple of days to determine what's killing the battery.
So, what truck? Which truck is killing the battery?
The F-150, the dump truck. But I can't take that truck to the shop because then Chucky's gonna be riding lawnmower around town. The golf cart, it needs to be serviced. I mean, it is running, but it does need to be serviced because it has a power issue. And I changed the spark plugs in it, and I'm gonna have to take it to get it serviced. But keep in mind now, the dump truck is a 2004, so it's 21 years old. The F-250 is 2006, so it's 24 years old. The golf cart is a 2000, so it's 25 years old. And my truck is in good shape, I mean, other than the motor. I get the oil changed, they have all the receipts where I've kept it serviced. And sometimes I wonder if you should just not ever get the oil changed, they last longer. But the more you try to maintain them and service them, it seems like. But.
So these are the motors for your truck, the 13,000 and 11,000. Where are these quotes coming from?
What's that?
Where are these quotes coming from? What businesses?
The 13,500 is John Wyndham over in Lake City. He's the one who rebuilt the motor in the dump truck.
Mm-hmm.
And the other quote for 11,500 is Johnny's Auto in Lake City.
Did you get one? It's a Ford, right? The F-250?
No, it's a 150.
150?
Yeah, 2000.
Did you try like just a regular Ford dealership in Live Oak and Lake City? To see if maybe theirs to be a little cheaper? Check with regular dealerships.
They've had so many issues with the 3.3, it's a V6. And they've had so many issues with the motors come available, like the LKQ. Somebody's already gone. I mean, the truck.
Is it worth replacing the motor in it?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if it's not one of these dump trucks, like a dump truck or whatever, I know they might need a special place to take theirs, but for regular F-150, Roundtree Moore or West Haney or some of them, they might be able to give you a new motor cheaper. And maybe, and not even used, because some new motors cost 13,000, and if you just got that F-150, that might be a new motor as opposed to one of the LKQ and get one that you might have to take back in return.
But this is a special one, right? It's a different number of cylinders or something?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, a lot of folks have 6 cylinders.
I promise you, no 4 place is gonna be that price.
I'm just curious to see who would have a different one. But, I'm not a person on
Hey, the truck, and I take care of the interior and it's an actual truck, other than the motor.
No, I was just wondering, were there people that had something cheaper than these prices here?
I mean, I can get some more quotes, this one went on for 2 months, during all this transaction and everything.
Mhm.
I mean, it's only been work, I mean, so y'all see me and Chucky and Kurt riding around the lawn.
So for these prices, don't we need 3 written
At
quotes?
least 3, yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna need written quotes.
What's that?
We're gonna need written quotes.
He's got me, just his emails down.
When you get them,
Yeah, I
you
just
can turn them
can't
in
my email, so.
to the office and then we can call a special meeting to address it. Just give us a couple more quotes and make sure the ones you get are written.
Yeah.
And as soon as you get them in, turn them into the office and you Don Shales and EPO will notify us that you have a quote and we can call a special meeting to deal with the issues of the vehicle. But whatever has to be, whatever you need done with them, make sure you have a quote for all of it. So we can just do it all at once and get everything done and I have to keep coming back.
The dump truck and the golf
Right,
cart.
the quotes for everything that needs to be done.
So you want quotes for 4 places?
Not necessarily four place, that's just, you said that's 150, so first thing coming to my mind is 4.
Keep in mind though, I mean, just like her, she needs her ditch cleaned out and all that. I don't have time to just sit on the phone and wait for people to just keep calling me back. And I call and there's other things, not, I mean, I have a transfer switch out on my lift station right now. It's been, I've been trying to get it fixed. I thought we could get a part for it, but we can't. That transfer switch, when there's a hurricane or power goes out, I have to come out and start the generator myself. I mean.
How long has that been out?
What's that?
How long has it been out?
Probably a year.
And have you got, did you get the quotes like to get it fixed or to see what has to be done?
I haven't got it closed.
You can turn them in, or was that to the previous
I don't
council?
have an email, so I can't get it to them.
Okay.
Can I help you by doing secretary stuff? Cause I'm home all day.
You can't, because we gotta vote. There's things we have to vote on, so you can't do it.
Oh, I can't just collect quotes for him?
Oh, I don't know, Leslie, can she accept the quote?
Well,
she
as
can
long
do
as
the quotes
she's not
for you.
working with any of you about the quotes.
No, he would tell me, this is what I need, and I would start making phone calls. I can do that for you.
You can do that.
That'll put you up to do man stuff.
Gotta give me time to put it back.
Yeah, I'll give you a bunch of stuff I need quotes on.
Okay.
Well, give it to her, Cheryl has the time to do it.
But I'm just saying, though, in all honesty, something's gotta be done about it.
Okay. Number one priority is your pickup.
He has to leave this truck running all day.
That's the dump
If he
truck.
shuts it off, then I make these 10 miles out of town to the fuel plant. I have to come in here and jump him off if he shuts it off.
You don't have the boxes that you can jump it with.
Yeah, we don't have to jump off.
Does it need a different kind of box than what the regular car uses?
He's got 2 batteries. And that's
Maybe I more up to date financials. So you remember, that's one thing. Anybody else?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Fire chief, Mr. Steve Still.
I've been working on a lot of stuff for Cheryl. She hasn't been through a lot of stuff, but there's that, what I just gave you right there is a quote for DSO. As you know, we had talked with recording system, having the guy from Tallahassee here to work on it, doing some research. I sent some stuff to Cheryl, but I'll tell you right now, the Nippers developed in 1970, and it's out of date. So January 1, 2026, Nippers is no more. So it's changed into Neris. But the Neris will not, the information and the system we have now will not convert. That's the problem now. We're behind the eight ball with the system we have. That's why people are asking for reports. I've got a computer that says how many reports in here. The state says something different. We've not had them out here to see, so it needs to be updated. With that right there, I did have a webinar yesterday. It was 2 hours long to go over that new system. The quote that you have right there will, any of the information that we have in the old computer, the old system, they'll archive it and put it into this system. They also will provide a setup and online training, because we're going to need online training. Basically, what I was doing yesterday with it. But as you see, it's 2272 just to start with, and each year it's going to be 1647 to keep up with that, to keep that updated and upgraded. It's got many different modules in it that we're using. We talked about that. We actually, she asked me on the rate of how many runs a year we have. So I said about 115. It's a lot less than that, but they rated on how many runs you have, or some fire departments have 2,000 runs. We don't have that kind of runs. So this is something that is the only system that does this, ESO, that's going to convert, and I was assured that this is what we need to make it happen. So we're getting accounted for all our run reports in Tallahassee. So I know I think the anything over 2,500 had to be approved by the council, and then anything under that was county manager, but there is no county manager. So I need to get approval on this if possible, and we can go from there.
Question?
Sure.
The 2272, does that include your, the archiving and online training stuff?
Yep, that's what it says. If you look at that right there, you flip over to the next page, it tells what's actually in there.
And they'll come and help you set it up?
Well, it's on computer, telephone, and video. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something they have to do.
Who's they?
ESO company, representative from ESO.
And then you're saying once we pay this 22, why does it drop down to 1647?
Because if you see, it says total recurring fees. That's an annual fee of 1647. If you look at the right there, it says fees, recurring one-time fee, and recurring fees. So that's for every year, any other troubleshooting stuff that we have for them.
And so for the 1647, every time they add a new thing you do to your, what?
No, they add a thing you do, it costs more money.
So
This is by what we're looking at right here. We can take stuff away if we don't decide we don't need it, or we can add things to it that we need. But this is why we had this meeting yesterday to talk about what we need to get to be able to the basics of what we're getting.
And this is the system that the county, state, and everybody else uses?
County moved to that 3 months ago. Yeah. So that's why, but like I say, the state's changing January 1, 26 to everybody's going to change. But now
To this?
that, because that will bridge into the new nearest system versus the nippers.
So if you do this, and then every week pay the 1647, then you'll still continue to be able to report the way the state says we need to report.
That's the problem right now. If you can't, we have Tallahassee. He comes out here and says, "Okay, let me do these reports." He's going to do them. He sends them and says, "Only 6 of them reports got there," and he sent 12. Where'd the other 6 go? So that's why I said I sent you this information from 21 through 25. All the reports are in the computer. You know, you said someone said they're in the computer. That's right, they're in the computer. I sent you that information that you requested.
Any questions from the council?
That's it.
This is the only provider, you said?
And
Yeah, so for this particular thing, it's not like you go to Ford D or Chevy and get something different.
you want to explain to them what these are?
That's the inventory sheet. That's the stuff that you requested. You
Right.
requested the inventory. So that's the inventory sheet, but also the inventory sheet, back when we were doing that, the town would said anything over $500, we have to put on the inventory sheet.
I put stuff that costs $100 on there, just to show what's part of over there, not just anything. If something that costs $400, if you got 4 of them, it's a lot of money. Not just $400 for one.
And these are just employees.
You know,
Gotcha.
and you also ask for time sheets, I've sent all those to you as
Yes,
well.
sir, I got them.
Then we got some upcoming, yearly services I'm gonna have to do, fire extinguishers, air packs and vehicles and stuff, that's just basic stuff, yearly stuff that we need to do.
When does that happen?
We'll set it up, it's nothing, it's gotta be done, July or June, it's just like fire extinguishers need to be done
So
now.
we can wait for the manager?
Yeah, fire extinguishers don't cost that much to get done, that's just something we need to keep up with.
They have to come out of your budget, right?
It does.
And so that's not normally a manager would do for you, correct?
Well, I would come out of budget, but I would, Stafford's fire extinguisher in Lake City, that's what I do, sometimes they come up here and do it right here at the station.
Right.
So we have to take everything to Lake City.
Good question. You do A&D certification?
We get sent out. They get sent off.
Because I think it's there.
Yeah, they get sent off on the spot.
So the same with like with your.
They get it updated as well. They send off to Cardiotronics service them, do what needs send them back. That's part of the yearly thing.
Any council members have any more questions?
Are we supposed to do this now? Or wait for the manager?
That needs to be done.
Is it budgeted?
That needs to be done.
Is it in the budget?
So this is what, a lot of the big fuss is about this, computer recording stuff.
You need to listen to the
I would like to ask, I was looking into, bills for White Springs Fire Department. I know we'll get into this later, but the electric bill, I don't understand why the electric bill is $2,700
A month?
a month. Now, I asked Shay to look into it to see if that's all the town stuff, town hall, the building, because there's no way that bill is that much without being the entire compound. So we have one air conditioner, one refrigerator, one washer and dryer. There's nothing else there to be that much. That's why I say I think it's got to be part of it being grouped together. So
Fire out of your budget.
fire department's getting $2,700 for something I believe is not correct. She didn't have time to look at it today, but I told her, I said, I need to see that. Water bill's $159. But my point is, it's going to go up because I'm just saying, this is what I was looking at. This is what I was looking at.
So if you want to
Well, I can say it.
extra
So,
$2,000 a month, if that's gonna mean EMS gonna be here 24/7 for the citizens, it's well worth it to me.
Question, as far as the electricity goes, do you have a separate meter from in each building? So we could get the answers from Duke, am I right?
yeah, well, that's who the information comes from. It's due. And that's the information that Ms. Powell gives the town on the spreadsheet. Not trying to make a big deal, but
No,
I
it's a
still,
big
my
deal.
mind can't comprehend that.
Yeah, do you want me to look into Duke?
This way, we got 2 days to get a town manager,
No,
Right, Colin?
okay.
so we can get a town manager, let them handle their responsibility.
If it doesn't, anyhow, remind us.
Oh, I will, I'm gonna be checking more. Because it's something, I don't pay the bill. I don't pay bills at City Hall. The bill, if I get an invoice that goes from there, they pay it. The electric, the water, sewer, all that is paid by town hall. I don't have any input on that.
But you see it coming out of your budget.
Sure it is.
So does this come out of the,
What page are you on?
operating supplies fire budget? Okay,
What page are
that's
you on?
page 2. The operating supplies fire budget right now has nothing attributed to it, and it's $4,640. So,
So we just need to vote.
uh,
I move that we go ahead.
Brandon wants to-
And
Oh, go ahead.
when he was talking about the upgrade to the fire recording system, are there any grants available? Has that been checked out first?
Yeah, there's nothing for that. I mean, they don't grant, I mean, they're talking about $2,000. It's not a big deal to them. There's not a grant for that.
Okay, Vice Mayor, go ahead.
I move that we approve the budget for, fire department ESO, fire reporting system.
I second the motion.
Let's reword the motion. This is it for the budget.
I didn't, oh. Y'all gotta excuse me. Okay. I move that we accept the proposal from ESO for the reporting system for the fire department.
I second the motion.
Okay, here's the motion is seconded. We accept the quote from ESO for the fire department. Any discussion?
I have a question. If the county uses it as a substation, would they bring their ESO here?
It's got nothing to do with the EMS. Two separate monsters.
Okay, but what if we brought the fire as a substation? They would have,
the
would
town-
still have to have a personal one of these for that building.
That's gonna be I just don't want to open that can of worms right now. That's not if they come and take it over, they'll have to take over with that reporting. I'm just saying, we can't do it like that. We had a meeting the other day, we were talking. We had a meeting, we kind of covered all of that. The fire and EMS, the county coordinator, do not combine these two like that. That'll come later. He didn't want to discuss it. So whatever they do, if they decide to consolidate, that's going to be up to the county and the town.
But if they consolidate, you would still need this
They
here.
use this person.
They'll still, that's what they're using now.
But we would still have to pay for it, or can
Well,
they
if
go
the
under the
county
same
takes it,
umbrella?
if the county takes it over, you probably won't pay for it because they'll be paying for it.
That's kind of my point.
Well, I know, but are we ready to give the fire department up right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mine says yeah, but
Right.
trying to make this kind of easy.
Right, y'all, we need to make the
You need
motion on
that.
this. It's already on the floor. We need to go ahead and vote on it, because he needs it. It has already been motioned and second. It has already been discussed. Any more discussion from the council?
No.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? You got the council?
Me, I vote.
Okay, ayes have it, one opposed. It's been approved.
Take care of it tomorrow, thank you.
Okay, the next thing, council members, council member reports and communication. Councilman, do you have anything at this time?
I do. Last week I met with Fire Chief Stith, Henry Land, and Gary Godwin and Aaron Smith, for the EMS committee. Udell was there and also Gretchen. And we did come to the conclusion that we can host EMS. So we paid to make a long story short. We didn't have EMS here. It takes them 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes, depends on where the trucks are at that time to get here to our citizens, which requires us a lot of times to require on mutual aid from Swanee and Columbia County. During our meeting, we worked it out where we will be able to have EMS here 24 hours a day. Each shift will work 48 hours and then they're off, but another shift will be here. So we will have a truck and EMS at the fire station 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They are not charging us to be here. The only thing they're doing is doing their conversions to bring their equipment, and they're responsible for putting their own, getting their own bunkers together, the beds and things for the EMS to be in. We're just doing utility, which to me, I don't think $1,000 extra a month or $1,500 or $2,000, and forgive me for saying it like that, is a price to pay for somebody's life. People here need EMS a lot, and it would be helpful to have someone here. And I say that because I just recently had to have them, standing in the store. The two young ladies that came out was very helpful, and it reiterated that with me, that we do need that service here. It didn't take that, it took them about 15 minutes to get here from Chief Foods, and Chief Foods in Lake City, but if they were here, the response time would have been way shorter and more immediate, and my situation been a little more serious, I don't know what could have happened. But thank be to God, it was what it was. So we're working now, we're waiting on this, I keep wanting to call him Judge Decker, but he's no longer a judge. I'm waiting on the county attorney, Andrew Decker, to send the MOUs to Leslie for the mutual aid, for them to be able to house here. Once we get it done and get it signed, they'll be here 24 hours a day, which that should be within the next several days. Maybe a week out at the most. We're just waiting on him to send the contract over to White Springs and for us to get it signed. And that's my report. Yes, ma'am. I forgot, I'm sorry. Then also, we have some other things that we're working on too, with emergency management. We are establishing the emergency management committee and having our own emergency management system. So when things occur like hurricanes and natural disasters, storms, terrorism, whatever it is, we will have something and some people in place to help our citizens. If y'all can recall, during the last couple of hurricanes, the last hurricane season, when we had storms back to back, and we were without power for days, and water was messed up, so you couldn't use water. We had nowhere to, we didn't have the showers, the washing machines, any of that they had in other areas of the county. That was because our previous administration and counselors did not go to any of the meetings with the emergency plan, which is going to be a meeting on the 17th. I will be in attendance, but we are opening up to anyone who would like to serve on this committee and be a part to help volunteer to serve this community. We need as many people as possible to serve and help out. So you never know when it's going to be you or your family that needs, we want to be in place and have everything situated. So if anything like this occurs again, we will have things in place for the citizens of White Springs. We don't have public transportation to bus anybody to Jacksonville. And there's a lot of people here without cars. I think it's just as many here without vehicles that are here with vehicles. So for people who don't drive, can't drive, we need our own services here. We need things in place here for our citizens, whether it's the showers, having FEMA come out, Red Cross come out, or any of these other places that help. This committee will help us get things together to look at what we need, assess our needs as a town and a community, because it would also include like the outlying, maybe not everything in the city limits, but you have people out on 25A, Willpack Route, Swanee Valley Road, or not Swanee Valley, White Springs Road, everyone that includes that 32096 zip code that we will be able to service and help. For right now, that's about it, but we do need people to join committees, and I hope you all can join, whether you're in medical or just want to come out and help pass waters and whatever we have to do for our citizens. We're going to do, but we are establishing that committee because I feel like that is much needed here. The EMS is needed here, definitely.
Question?
Yes, ma'am.
Since it's not the wording for the emergency committee, do we need to do a resolution to put it in the charter?
Yes.
Yeah, I've already talked to her about the resolution.
Okay. So that's what we go on next time or this time?
Next time. Yeah, I need some additional information. The county should have a comprehensive emergency management plan. Do we know if the town has ever adopted that plan or anything like that? Or if that is something you want the committee to look at?
That is something that we want the committee to look at, and we hold a special meeting or whatever, and get it done so we can get it in place. But for the most part, my number one priority was getting EMS here.
Okay.
because that's what we needed here in the immediate time frame.
The memorandum of understanding, in order for the mayor to sign off on that, that's something that the council would have to get for the authority to do so.
Correct. So we gotta wait till
I think we need to wait to actually see it.
Yes.
And so, as soon as we can get that, if there's a need to do a special meeting, we'll do a special meeting.
but I know he should be sending it to you sometime this week.
Okay.
He was trying to get it before today, but I don't think it happened. Was busy wasn't here. Shay was busy with the auditor,
Right.
so it kind of threw things a little.
And a question about people that want to be on these committees, what's the process?
Just, I don't know, but I mean, they have forms at town hall, but we were gonna discuss that with the other committees. So we'll just wait and do that with other new business. Explain to them that.
Councilwoman McCall.
The only thing I was doing is I was talking to Epic, the IT people. And they're trying to get us our emails and our passwords established so I can quit using Yahoo, which is a Yahoo account. And go with our regular emails. They're gonna be sending that to us. And I think they're sending out the bill for a monthly statement. That we need to be, but that would be a town manager thing, right? Pay the IT guys.
No, that's not, I mean, we got to pay them for doing their job.
I talked to Epic, they need a new credit card on file, but they need it by July.
So we have,
Yeah.
That's all. Maybe.
Yes, ma'am.
Councilman Gamsby.
I would like to propose that we have a workshop the week of the 23rd, not any specific date, to begin working on a 6-month plan. That'll give the new town manager a week to settle in, drink from the fire hose, flail around like a muppet on fire, whatever he or she will have to do. And it'll give us an opportunity to sit down and say, that each of us should come up with 3 strategic goals that we want to see get accomplished in the next 6 months.
And you're talking about June 23rd.
The week of the 23rd, I already have
Okay.
audit committee stuff on the.
I was about to asking Mayor if we vote somebody in on the 12th. I was going, yay, we got somebody on the 13th, and she said, no, we don't. So what
It'll depend
is
on-
our expectation of, if we vote on Thursday, that we start with?
It'll
maybe
depend.
Monday. I mean, it would depend on the person, what I would think that they understand if they need someone immediately. So we could propose Monday.
Yes, if we get somebody and we ask them, hey, when can you start? And they say, oh, I'm allowed to leave my current position in 2 months, then we're going to have to consider it.
Yeah.
And say 2 weeks at the most, and give them proper notice for their job that they have now.
And
But I mean, they might can go ahead and start working on things with the town like that Monday. But to be reasonable, because these people are all employed somewhere else, you have to usually tender at least a 2-week notice to be respectful to your current employer.
Yeah, so if the town manager can't make it to the week of the 23rd, I think given our deadlines that are coming up, like the need to staff our boards by October, pretty much by October, the next legislative session is coming in, and if we haven't made substantial improvements to the town by then, we'll be on the chopping block or going back before the House. So we really need to, as a group, get together and start rowing in the same direction and getting our processes all outlined and fixed and know where we want to be.
Agreed. That could be the question on the resume thing then, correct?
If they can come that week.
Is when you pick a town manager, You're supposed to give them at least 30 days to get everything in order.
What do you mean?
Once it starts, yes. Say they we picking somebody from Jacksonville, or we're picking somebody from Gainesville. You give them at least 30 days to get everything in order. Say they want to move this way. You got to give them time to get themselves in order to get a house, get everything. Because they are supposed to be within a 30-mile radius from where they work at.
The only difference, and not trying to be argumentative, but y'all know me anyway. When we did the letters and advertising, they already know that we need this immediately. They know that housing is provided for temporary, for just that one. Now, once Thursday comes, what they do on the first time, they're moving, is that's their business, how they get here. Because we already laid down what we're paying, what we expect, the time frame that we need. And to me, I feel like 2 weeks is more than enough notice for them to be in here 8 to 5, Monday to Friday. 30 days is a long time, and we have to start working on budgets this month, June. We got to start doing budget workshops and stuff, because we only have June, July, and August to get this done. And by August, September, we have to have it turned in and completed. So we have a lot we have to start doing with the workshops and everything else, amongst the other things that we have to deal with. So I feel like a 2 week notice, because they already know, well, if I get this job, I'm moving to White Springs. If I get this, because I agreed to it, and they knew this from when they applied for the job.
I think that this is probably a premature conversation, because these are certainly factors you can look at when you're making your selections. And you can ask them during their interviews, or you select for interviews, about their potential start time and take that into consideration.
That was it. Okay, Mayor Brown. Oh, I am still working on the folks, the projects for the housing. We already have 3 that has been approved. Next week, there will be a notice in the newspaper. Mr. Winters will be doing the notice. He put in the 3 houses in the newspaper who all they're gonna be doing. And we're gonna put 1 house that's gonna take some time, and this is John house. We need to redo some paperwork for her, but she's in a flood zone. So we are working on that task, trying to get everything ready for her house, but it's in a flood zone. I did have a conference call from Midtower, last week. We are still trying to get some paperwork in for the meters and trying to have them be approved by next month.
How about how about the previous council approved more than 3 houses?
Yep, it was for,
Was it 6 altogether, then 1 had to drop off because she didn't live in White Springs anymore? She had a house here, but she wasn't living in that house. And then one of the ladies passed away, which took the other one off. So it should have been like 4 still alone.
you know, the only 4 that they gave me was, Second Avenue, Bridge Street, Allen Shakespeare. That's 1.
Eileen,
Second Avenue. Not Second Street, Second Avenue. That's
okay,
up by me, yeah.
okay, I'm here. I never know what it was. Yeah, I was on my second.
And then you got Moore Road, which is in
You might have Polar Patterson.
yeah. And then you got Swanee Extension, which is
Linda Hall.
Yeah.
And then who was the other one? Oh,
And then,
Beard. Okay, then the other one passed away, and then the other one was disapproved, they have to. Okay. So are they gonna be able to, because of the funding that was provided, with the lady that passed away, does that open the door for someone else to be able to get approved and for them to open the process up? Because I mean, you still have 2 spots that citizens here can get their houses done. Since one lady passed away and then they found out that another lady who was approved initially doesn't live here. Because we have funding for it.
I have to ask Mr. Winters back there.
I think not because of the time frame. It had, the applications had to be in by X amount of time.
You all that too?
So, I think
Yeah,
not.
but when the application came in with all of the people that applied, they approved, they did it on a system. And how he did it, he still had other people that could have qualified, but these people were more qualified. It's how Spencer, if I'm not mistaken, how he chose them. But when he chose those 6, after he chose them, then we found out one of the ladies didn't live here. And this is for people that live
Filter
here.
down to the next qualified.
Whoever's qualified, and if there's nobody else qualified,
Yeah, I
they have the funding for it, so what are you gonna do, just turn it, give it away, give it back to the state, or when we can use it to do other people?
I asked Mr. Winters about that. They only gave me for
It's
4
just a
people.
question, you know, I just want, you know,
Okay, they only gave me for 4 people, so those are the ones that I'm working with.
Understand.
I'm getting that done.
okay.
Okay, that's all I have. Okay, we're going into old business. We are the next person. You know, listen. I'm sorry. That's okay. I'm the law. Solitary. What do you have one?
Look at that. So, as most of you know, in April, I did submit my letter of resignation with an effective date of June 24th. And I have been thoroughly convinced to stay. And I would love to stay and remain with the town of White Springs as the town attorney. I think we have a very good, strong working relationship and a really good momentum moving forward. It would just be a matter of, I did submit a rescission of my resignation, and then the town council would simply just need to vote as to whether they accept the rescission of resignation.
And that would mean that your original application stands.
Yes.
So then you make a motion.
I move to deny.
Wait a minute, hold on, so y'all make a motion. We have to dig into that because, I know that, she submit her resignation, but, the thing is that we have to advertise it in the newspaper, and, she had to do another application and give us another contract.
Seems good.
That's not accurate. I submitted a resignation. It was never accepted by the council, which means it didn't become irrevocable.
We don't have to vote on it.
I know, but then, once I rescind it, then it's just a matter of the council deciding whether or not they want to accept it or not. And then that would be up for the council to vote on. Now, if the council decided not to accept it and have the resignation stand, then the resignation would stand. But it's not like, it's not like you've hired another town attorney and now we've got a conflict. Now we have 2 town attorneys. So, yes.
Didn't somebody, I heard that there was a lawyer that was, offered the town, a lawyer job. I heard that there was a local lawyer that, previously worked as the town lawyer. So,
So you're talking about Red?
yes,
I don't know what the question is.
was he offered the job and did he accept it or deny it?
Previously?
No, recently.
The job wasn't even posted yet, so there was no.
Okay. I mean, it's probably my thoughts going, that's why I'm asking the question.
I don't know that.
Previously, he was asked.
Yeah, previously he
And
was
he
asked,
turned it down.
well, previously,
But
I
that
don't know if
was
you're turning it down.
before Miss Leslie started, before we hired Joel Foreman.
Oh,
When I was on the council.
No, this is something just recently. Once
Oh, I
you-
didn't even have, because
I'm not talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know, because that's.
I did reach out to him when, Leslie had, put in her resignation back in, April. And cause I didn't know where we was going to be at before June.
Right.
But, he did tell me that he didn't mind doing it, just to help us out, probably 6 months to a year.
Oh, okay.
But, that's,
Nothing formal.
no,
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
yeah, I did reach out to him. And he said he didn't mind doing it, so.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
I personally think it's been a wonderful job. She's helped us out a lot. So,
Well, I have a problem with
she
that.
has a qualification for it.
I have a problem with that, because I didn't like that she turned in her resignation the day after the ceremony. And I didn't even see, no contract on her, no application on her, or any of that.
I can send it over to you. Anybody that, because there have been some that have asked for the contract and I sent that to them. But it's a vote of the council.
Mhm.
It's a vote of the council.
Yeah.
And so the council decides, then they decide. I'm over.
And what will you need?
And you have to look at it this way, she was with the old
That has
council.
nothing to do with it. No one was a
Somebody might
license.
see it like that.
Well, no, there's someone who's ignorant and thought, because no one with a professional license, especially a Florida bar, is going to risk their license in getting disbarred because they were hired by a previous council. If you want to get rid of everyone that was hired by a previous administration, that means you have to get rid of Chucky, you have to get rid of, Ray, Steve, you have to get rid of Sanithia and Dante. So are we going to kick everybody out that was hired by somebody previously? That's a prejudiced way of
They are
thinking.
looking at it.
And what it doesn't matter what they look at. We haven't had any complaints from any citizen about her job, not out in public. I don't know what happens in private conversation, but as far as public, she's done everything that we've asked her to. She's answered any questions, any calls that we've had, and she's given us advice whether we listen to her or not. She has the experience. I have investigated her. In the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I did not trust her in the beginning. After I investigated her, asked her questions, then I changed my way of thought, because the first thing I thought was, oh, she's gonna work with Vanessa. But then once I saw that that was not the case, I was more than confident in the work that she does. She's one of the cheapest attorneys that we've had, especially for her. Okay, she's not. She's one of the most reasonable attorney fees that we've had in the past several years.
The last one I read
Especially
from-
for her qualification. I've looked into her, where she was recommended by the Florida Times News. They have endorsed her on several occasions for several boards. She served on several boards. She has ethics training. She has elections training. Now, the thing that the previous administration did, you can't fault her for it. But she did fight to save this town. And I think people should be given their due when they help to do something. We didn't do this on our own. It took a lot for her. It took a lot. And even when the council changed, she was still willing to work with us. So I feel to give everybody a fair chance to do. Once she gets to the point where she's not doing what we ask and is going against it, then okay, my thing would be, I move that we get rid of this attorney. Because she's not doing her job. But if she's doing her job, then I see no reason to get rid of her, regardless of people's personal opinion. You don't mix your personal with your professional. You have to learn to separate the two. especially when you're dealing with this town and what we have going on. You can't mix your personal feelings with someone, and whether you have a personal dislike for them or disdain for them with your profession. And professionally speaking, she has been more than, she's been doing her job. And she's been doing it at a top tier level. That when I call, she would answer. If she doesn't answer right then answer then to call, answer my question, she will call me back. And it doesn't take her all day. I don't have to wait days as I have with previous attorneys. She has more than enough qualifications, more than anyone I've seen that we've had previously.
So, I'm still not satisfied with her charging $350. Last time manager I was under, they charged was on $250. And that
What
was
attorney was that, Tanja? And what year was that?
2019, 2018.
Who was the attorney?
Megan.
They can charge more than that.
No, it was $250.
We hired Megan. Y'all didn't. We hired Megan. Y'all had another lady.
It's
from-
325. It's 325. I've been practicing for now, coming up on, what are we at here? Since 1997. I've served on the Florida Elections Commission, served on the Jacksonville Ethics Commission. I've served on Florida Bar Grievance Committees. I've chaired Florida Bar Grievance Committees. I work with one of the oldest firms in Jacksonville.
Okay.
You need to look at qualifications, not who we're familiar with, who we know, who we grew up with, any of that.
Well, like I said, I didn't get a contract for my application.
Did you ask her
So
for
all I know was, well, she resigned after the ceremony, though. How can I ask her when she don't resign? She didn't even give us a chance to work with us. She just go to the resignation.
With the standing contract you have, what is your contract for time-wise?
Time-wise, let me pull it up to make sure I give it to you exactly. I believe it's 3 years, but let me check.
And if we do something horrible, we get fired, right?
You can always fire. Yes. Yeah, the contract basically states that, you can fire me and just have to pay for my time that I've already submitted. Calendar. Contract.
So this is what we're gonna vote into. What's the blueprint for?
Oh, that's the letter that I sent over with the
Now, see,
But that's what the vote would be on right now, to accept this.
Accept it or reject it.
Yes.
Rejecting it means she stays, accepting it means she'll be gone at the end of the month.
okay, wait a minute, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Okay,
So you're
hold on,
talking
my
decision.
okay, so you said if we reject it, deny it, that's what you stated, correct?
We accept, I don't know, did you say in the beginning that
We
we
have to
never
accept the
accepted
rescission.
You're accepting my rescission. Yeah.
But we never accepted it anyway, so.
Exactly. We never.
We never accepted your resignation, so how,
We don't have to.
so we can just keep it. Not keep the resignation, but keep it.
I think we need to vote on this.
So we're gonna vote on the rescission of her resignation.
Yes.
Yeah. But make it make sense, please, put it in lay terms, because I'm confused so bad right now, I don't know if it's still a medicine in the system or what.
All right, I move that we vote to accept the rescission of resignation.
I second your motion.
All in favor?
No, that's not you, baby, that's fine.
Okay, here's the motion and second that we accept the rescission of the town attorney. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Jeff Brown opposed. Ayes have it, it passes.
Okay, water?
Recess 10 minutes. Meeting continue on. Now we're going into old business. Applications for open town council seats and 1,000 seats. Filling seat, I'm sorry. I have one application from, Ms. Judith. Judith? Okay, breakfast?
Yes, you will get the other one? It was one also from Shirley Aldrige that she sent in last week. To the office.
Okay, I don't.
Do you have a copy? You got it in your phone? I think she was supposed to print it out and I guess she didn't have time to do it.
Okay. So we got a whole lot on this, so we got one.
Give her time to get it and come back to that. Just switch A and B.
Okay.
And then give her time.
Okay, we gonna move A underneath D. A underneath D. No, about to remember it. Okay, the next thing is, the next item on the agenda is resolution 25. 25-6, second vote for the termination town manager without cause.
I move that we go ahead and.
First, we got to read,
You gotta read it again.
yes, we have to read it.
We could just give it a
No, we have to read it. We have to read the heading of it.
Town Council Resolution number 2025-06, a resolution of the Town Council of the Town of White Springs, Florida, removing Town Manager Vanessa George, continuing her on paid administrative leave, and providing an effective date. Whereas the Town Council for the Town of White Springs has decided it is in the best interest of the town to remove Town Manager Vanessa George from her position as Town Manager for the Town of White Springs. And whereas removal of the town manager will enable the town council to take a new management direction for the town. And whereas the town manager pursuant to the town manager employment agreement between the town council of the town of White Springs, Florida, and Vanessa George may be terminated with or without cause. Whereas the town council has decided to terminate the town manager without cause, therefore, Section 3 of the Town Manager Employment Agreement between the Town Council of the Town of White Springs, Florida, governs the procedures to remove her from her position. And whereas, in order to terminate the town manager without cause, the Town Council must vote to remove the town manager at consecutive regular meetings of the Town Council, where the subject of terminating her has appeared on the agenda for each meeting. And whereas the Town Council passed Resolution 2504 on May 13, 2025, at its regular meeting, taking the first step to terminate the town manager and also placed her on paid administrative leave. And whereas the town council placed the town manager on paid administrative leave until the removal and termination are effective. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the town council of the town of White Springs, Florida, as follows. Section 1, the town council of the town of White Springs votes to remove town manager Vanessa George by terminating her employment without cause at the June 10, 2025 regular council meeting. Section 2, this resolution shall constitute the final resolution effectively removing Vanessa George from her employment with the town as the town manager effective July 10, 2025. Section 3, Vanessa George remains on paid administrative leave as outlined in Resolution 2504 until her effective termination date of July 10, 2025. Section 4, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon adoption. And then it would, the last part would be passed and duly adopted once.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there no way that you put it in say, because she got everything she asked for, everything in her, contract, everything in her, severance package, that she will not come back and sue the town for this?
What,
We talked about that at the prior meeting, and because she's getting everything that she agreed to get in her contract, there's no incentive for her to sign something where, like, what would be her incentive to sign something like that? Because we can't unilaterally decide to say that she can't sue us. She would have to agree to do that.
It just doesn't seem fair that we still feel like we can get sued even though we're giving her everything she wants.
Think about it this way, if she signed something that said she couldn't sue us, she could file suit.
Still would have it. That's the difference.
If she sued us for wrongful termination after we fire her without cause and give her everything that we are contractually obligated to give her, and she sued us, she wouldn't win.
There's no promise.
Promise. Lawyers are not allowed to guarantee outcomes, but I can tell you that legally, I don't find any ground for her to stand on to sue us for wrongful termination, given that this is the contract that she signed and that she agreed to, and we're following that contract.
Now, here's a question off the law. If things are found that were done in detriment to the town, that can be handled by FDLE or boogeyman or somebody.
Nothing prevents any type of action that would be by any criminal or investigative agency. Nothing that we're doing here would stop
Because
them
we
from
said
being
without
able to
cause,
do
they
that.
can't come back to you. You said you did nothing wrong.
No, it's just that we're not going through the process that would require us to go through if we were terminating her with cause.
Right.
We're not saying she hasn't done anything.
But we're not.
Right, that's not, there's no statement here stating that she has done nothing to warrant being terminated. Okay, so there's no statement like that.
We're just saying we're not going to charge her.
Don't charge people, but that we're not accusing her.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I feel better.
Should we put this one for the citizens before we vote?
I don't think the citizens to.
I move that we, term- I move that we go ahead and terminate Vanessa's contract and her employment in dealing with the town of White Springs.
So, but can we change the wording to, we move to adopt town council resolution number 2025-06?
I second.
Okay, here's the motion and second to adopt resolution 2025-06. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Resolution, dash 2025-5, passes.
And I have the termination letter for you to sign that we need to, that's the written notice, so we have to give her, and that's part of the contract.
Okay,
So now we're free and clear.
we got one more.
No, I mean, dealing with Ms. George.
She's effectively terminated.
We'll be on leave for 30 days and then
So how long, I'm sorry, Robert, what were you saying?
so she'll be on leave for her contract for another 30 days and then she'll effectively be gone and she'll get her seconds. At least.
The effective date is July 10th.
So she'll still get paid up until July 10th.
Right.
Then we still have to pay her.
Okay, the
So
contract
when-
requires
Is there
30
a
days.
set date that we have to pay all of this fees to her, or it was never named, right? just that we have to pay it to her.
Correct.
They didn't say when.
Correct.
And when did the health benefits and stuff?
The health benefits, 20 weeks.
And her pay is 20 weeks?
No, I thought we were paying her for the health, you know, or she's still, we're
No,
still
the
paying her
town
insurance.
provides the insurance, we don't give her money.
So she'll still have insurance.
And 20 weeks.
For
Sorry.
severance
And
then
No, I get that part, that's what we're paying her for,
For the contract, for the contract. And
Yeah,
then we
we're paying
also
her
have the
for-
severance one for 41,000.
there's her paid leave that she's entitled to, up to the maximum level.
And is the time she
Not her
started?
paid leave, but her approved vacation.
Okay, now does that, because she's been on vacation or whatever you wanna call it, since we were sworn in, does that come off of what that was?
She was using her own leave up until May 13th, when the council actually put her on.
What's her own leave versus what's the other leave? I don't know.
That means that the leave that she was accruing, she was using that during that time that she was on, that she put herself out.
So shouldn't that lessen the money that much?
For those 2 weeks, it was about 2 or 3 weeks, yeah.
Yes, it should lower it.
Well, it's not gonna necessarily lower it because she's capped with how much she can get paid for her approved leave, and she had more leave than that. So it probably won't.
How do we know she had more leave when she didn't clock in hours?
This is according to, remember Mr. Powell gave us, but, I
She
mean,
didn't make little bucks.
I know, but like, salaried people accrue leave based on the number of days. That a lot of, salaried people don't clock in and out. They still accrue based on sometimes pay periods. I don't know exactly how, but Mr. Powell calculated how much leave she had available to her.
And
And I
then
know
she's
she
been
had,
taking it up from that day to now. It doesn't subtract from that.
not from when the council put her on leave. So she's not using her leave when the council put her on leave. Not her own leave, because the council put her on.
So we didn't put her on leave until the 13th, but she's been on leave since the previous month. But it doesn't count for some
A
reason.
couple weeks. That was a couple
So
weeks.
is Mr. Powell gonna recalculate the PTO when we do the severance, like we actually know her job?
I'm sure he is, but she had far more time than she could legally take. Remember, it's capped. So the accrued amount of leave that she has is capped at a certain amount. And she had far more than that available. So
But we don't know how much, because we don't know how much this.
I'd have to look, he put it on that piece of paper.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on that paper, but because
You just put the cast. You didn't put the exact amount.
put the exact amount.
Well, we could ask them for that next,
Yeah,
next month,
right.
Cause it goes into July 20, July what?
July the 10th.
So she's not getting a jump until I.
There's no set date that we have to pay.
She's just
So
getting
we
regular
postpone
payment
that
right now.
payment,
Right.
is what she's saying. We don't have to just pay her this lump sum in July. We can wait till December if that's what we chose.
No, look, let's not get funny with it.
Yeah, but it's gonna be.
I'm just saying, we don't have to pay her.
Meaning that you
July.
could still pay it out through paid roll. You could still, like, you don't have to do a lump sum service. You can
Oh, we can
still
just pay
do-
her like she's still
Right,
working and
right.
take it up that way.
Right.
Which that might be easy. But that'll be a discussion once again with Mr. Powell, once we get the true financial statement of what we're dealing with. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, ma'am.
And anything else, maybe certified? Okay, C, application for interim town manager in section.
Did you have a petition?
I would, I'm Judith McClure. I would like to withdraw. I personally know this person that would also like to serve, and I certainly think she would be doing that. And I offered to come because I knew you needed a fifth person. I was willing to work hard and serve on the board, but I think she would be a very good council person. And I would have to
Shirley.
Well, we'll put you on a committee.
I'd like to go on the
Emergency.
emergency committee.
And special.
So I think it would have been kind of fun, but actually you all are a little bit boring. You pretty well. Other than that, it would have been a lot of fun up there.
Okay, so. Do we just
So now it's just a matter of, making a discussion, making a vote and deciding. This, you sent me an email then?
Because we moved it.
well,
I present.
Wait a minute, hold on.
she was bringing the letter so I can read it.
Oh, okay.
And then,
I'm not a very good reader.
you want me to read it out?
Let her read it. So
We're a little out of order, but.
Yes.
Yes, please, have your name, your address, and all the good stuff.
Shirley, y'all live at 10314 South 161st Avenue here in White Springs. Not very far from here, but anyway, my email states, good morning, I'm Shirley Morgan Aldrige. I'm sending this email as an interest in filling the fifth council seat for the town of White Springs. I'm a lifelong resident of White Springs and have served on many committees for the town. My father, John, served as the mayor here in White Springs for 8 years. We have held many positions here. I feel as though I would be an asset to the community if I serve. I thank you for your considerations, and if I can answer any questions, I'll be more than happy to.
Okay.
A little bit, yes.
You'll fit right in.
Except with me, I'm not crazy.
You're okay. We're all crazy.
Yeah, they got
Okay, we have heard from the opponent, Ms. Shirley, what I hear from the council?
I don't have any questions. Mr. Henry, do you have?
No, I mean, I agree, I'm boring and crazy, but.
What? So do we need to go ahead and go on that? I make a motion, make a motion. I move that we accept Ms. Shirley Morgan Aldrige application for filling the vacant council seat.
To fill in the vacancy.
Yeah, to fill in the vacant council seat.
Okay, here's a motion and second that Ms. Shirley Aldrige is filled the fifth seat, vacant seat of the council. Any discussion?
Yeah.
All in favor? And any opposed? As ever, the motion carries.
Oh,
We got a sharing.
yes. Give me a second, I forgot to pull that up. Let's see here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My bad.
Oh,
You don't know what's going on.
Okay, let me see if I can find it quickly. Let's see from. I hope that's able to-
I'm glad you got young, because we talk all the time, but we're going to lose
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, you would.
Okay, raise your right hand.
Right, that is.
I state your name,
I, Shirley Morgan Aldrige,
a citizen of the United States of America
a citizen of the United States of America,
and the state of Florida,
and the state of Florida,
being duly qualified and appointed
being duly qualified and appointed
to the town council of the town of White Springs, Florida,
to the town council of the
town of White Springs, Florida,
town of White Springs,
do hereby solemnly swear or affirm
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Florida,
the Constitution and the laws of the state of Florida,
and the charter and ordinances of the town of White Springs,
the charter and ordinances of the town of White Springs,
and that I will well and faithfully perform
and that I will well and faithfully perform
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations. Thank you. Welcome to the room.
Trying to remember what it is.
Oh,
Where'd it go? Thank you, Ms. Aldrige. For coming on with those. I appreciate it. Now, we look like a full council. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is the, application for the interim town manager and selection of the interviewees.
okay. So, if I may, is that okay?
Yes.
Online, all the redacted applications were posted online. I don't know if you wanted to see them, they are there, posted online. And so, and we do have a written application score sheet that the council can use. I was asked to create one. How the council wants to use it is up to them. But if you want to see what it is, you're more than welcome to take a copy. There were 10 applications. There is one that it was not posted online. His name is Christopher Truitt. He was able to show me his email where he did submit it timely, but the application did not get to me. And so it is included in the packet here. And if anyone wants to see it, I can certainly pass around what I've got so that you can see his application as well. But otherwise, all the applications are posted online. But it is online, and everyone did get all the extra 45 pages of Mr. Udel's application. We didn't get it, but that was gonna be an extra, 300 pages to print? Yeah, no. The idea is to review, the sheets here to provide some type of guidance for the session by the council, but then the council isn't necessarily bound by a strict point system. The point system is to help them gauge the applications in a more effective manner and to deliberate before you all this evening and to hopefully come to a decision about who they want to. Do we want to start by going to? So, 10 applicants. The first one is Jerome Adams. General experience, I can kind of touch on. City of Oak Hill, city administrator and city clerk, vice mayor and councilman of the city of Sebastian. So prior to that, city administrator and clerk, again for the city of Oak Hill. And also experienced at the IT help desk supervisor for St. Lucie County Board of County Commissioners. Other related experience working with the county Board of County Commissioners in St. Lucie County. And he did provide a cover letter about his experience. Everybody,
I did some, calculating, whatever, on the jobs that he listed. And just from what I looked at, you didn't stay the job longer than 2 years. That's a red flag for me. Is it how? Yeah.
Well, he was at the St. Lucie County Board of County Commissioners for 10 years.
Oh, you're right.
My main concern with him was most of his experience is in IT, in municipal management. And, pretty much other than his town council experience, he doesn't really have.
As far as the day-to-day operation of the municipality. That was my everything.
All right. Any other sections that you want to have about that candidate? None? Okay. Next, we have Connie Brecheen. Brecheen. Okay. Highlights that we have here. 5 years as the town clerk, town of Fort White. Currently a tax auditor with the Florida Department of Revenue. 10 years with the Columbia County Public Works Department as an administrative supervisor.
The things that impressed me was that she quit because they wanted her to do something she wasn't supposed to do. That speaks volumes.
Well, she did more clerk work.
No.
Managed.
In Fort White, we all call them different. In Fort White, their town clerk is our town manager. It's listed as a clerk. She didn't do Aldrige's job, she did Vanessa's job. So in Fort, you have to look at the terminologies in different places, different towns call them different things. For the town of Fort White, their town clerk is their town manager.
So she's doing the work we need doing. And also she did it with a contentious project. What we should be here.
She has quite a few years experience, more than 5.
I'd also like to say that she has some experience in zoning, which is an extremely important topic to me.
And grants.
Probably is the town.
Grants, resolutions, ordinances, proclamations, employee policies, work order systems. And then, once again, which, the previous clerk had walked off the job, taking all password keys, et cetera.
But she's been there, done that.
And she started from ground zero to rebuild the town hall office over the next 5 years, develop AP and AR systems, work order systems, road personnel policy, purchasing policy, investment policy, as well as numerous resolutions, ordinances, and proclamations. She has a working relationship with North Florida Professional Services, Andy Easton and Associates, who obtained numerous grants. She's done FERDAP, SBOT, SCRAP, CDBG grants, SDP. Hold on, let's see what else she has.
And she doesn't have to move.
She's an auditor, yes, she works for the state of the auditor. She has LDR experience, planning and zoning.
She doesn't need retirement.
She doesn't, yeah, she doesn't need retirement, and she doesn't need the insurance.
So I went through and scored all my candidates. She got tied for the second highest score.
That's what I did.
I read that. I don't see anything else on the municipality.
What is Fort White?
She worked at Fort
Yeah,
Fort White and for Columbia County. She
Yeah, but that's just, I mean, have she had any experience of with government itself? You know, talking to people.
I mean, it's more government experience.
But that's all.
Yeah.
Oh, my shoot.
If this was her cover letter.
Yeah. But she did 5 years municipal as a town, our town manager, their town. So that's municipality experience.
So instead of they saying town manager,
They say town clerk, but you know, there's quite a few places that call them town clerk instead of manager.
So her job experience more closely aligns with what we call our town manager.
It's exactly the same, you just call it a different name.
I did different lines, point for not having.
Huh?
I said I took off a point for her not having had the.
Oh.
Sarcasm.
No, he's serious.
I didn't see, you know, town management, I was looking for.
Oh, okay.
I did, I was looking, because I was right here, just, I'm thinking, I get it for the clerk. I
See,
like, well, it's a
I
bad
see the confusion because when we say our town clerk, we're thinking about, here, we're thinking of Audrey's position. But there, it's Vanessa's position, and the assistant clerk is Audrey's position.
She was one of my top tier. So, she included,
Then that's not good. Okay,
I
so,
would probably put her, like, put her aside somewhere, or we can make a note that she's, you know, up for consideration.
okay, so,
Um,
checking up on her.
Timothy Day. Too many papers.
Pictures.
So he has experience being a town manager in Greenville. One of the first things I did when I started here was I went to a census site and I found all the towns that had roughly the same population of us, under 60,000, it's under $80,000 median incomes. Brought up with about 8 of them, and I got their charters, and I got their budgets, and I kind of put them all in a spreadsheet. And Greenville is the town that is most like White Springs in that spread. So the fact that he was the town manager there, to me, is pretty useful, pretty impressive. He's been town manager of some other places.
Which Greenville is this?
Florida.
Florida.
Thank you.
Madison.
Now, he lives 4 hours away.
He was Greenville, South Carolina. I was probably a little.
yeah, I remember him, when I saw the name, I said, oh, he's applying again. He, also wanted to be our manager before we had.
Do you remember what was one of the factors that y'all decided not to hire? What it was? Too long ago?
So I did a Google search for him. He did run into some trouble. I think it was 2012. He was suspended for 10 days for using the school district car for personal business. Conducting personal business in the district, right? That was like 12 years ago at this point. But he is my highest scoring candidate.
Did anybody, talk to him to find out if he,
So what has he been doing lately? Because the last thing employment I see was August 2024.
He was the district manager for Vermont Corporation. He was this interim city manager for Bowling Green, Florida. Community association managers and
property management.
property management. Town of Melbourne Beach, town manager for 3 years. Town of Greenville, and town manager. So he has tons of experience.
But he's not staying anywhere more. Except for Southwest Public Service Academy.
Well, town managers, they don't usually stay long, they come in, they do what they have to do, and they get on.
Plus, he's been interim. Which means he applies for jobs like what we're gonna have, where we might have some really good.
They'll be here a year.
Maybe a year and a half, until feel like I don't need what I did, and I got to go.
But does he want to just do 6 months, or
Okay.
does he want to do full time?
We got to ask him, baby.
That's a
Good question. Okay, I think we were confused because we thought he did Greenville for 10 years. And he did it 10 years ago for a year. All right.
Well, 15, yeah.
Yeah.
But he worked for the Public Service Academy,
What is that?
managerial, operational, administrative duties for the program, establishing standards of performance for staff, budget, supervising staff, financial audits, human resources, coaching, evaluating, hiring. I don't think he has as much day-to-day what to do as Connie does.
Right now, I'm just looking at 3 years experience.
Yeah.
2 for the town of Melbourne each as town manager, and 1 year for interim in the town of Greenville. He was on the city council in Cape Coral in 2009. That's about
We don't know how we know about when you get it.
So, that's all I see.
So where did you rate him?
I had put him in my.
He's my number one.
He's your number one.
38.
Run it down for us.
Yeah, that's still another one thing.
Well, she was doing fine.
So I guess I could put him in the top four of both, because it sounds like on Jerome Adams, for instance, one was really interested in superintendent. So we're kind of separating the first one, so we're separating kind of like the ones to maybe go back to as, because we're only about 3 in. Or yeah.
Okay, so who have got next?
Nicolas Frigiola? Yes, yeah, Frigiola.
Crazy.
Frigiola.
I was actually reading this thing yesterday. And the reason I was interested in him is because he lives here and I figured he might know something. And I called him, I said, why do you want to do this? He loves a challenge. He's working underneath, the city, the town manager in Lido, was taking him under his wing and he's teaching him stuff. Eventually, he said he would like to eventually run for governor. So, he's got some aspirations. He's a young father. He's got a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old. Mom's stay at home. He has law enforcement in his background. Ain't nobody gonna mess with him because he's 6'3" and 250 pounds. But, he just seemed like where it talks about what he's doing for the community development sounded really good. And I asked him about the day-to-day and running a municipality, and he said he's learning from the gentleman who is doing it now. He's researched the town. He knew a whole lot about it, not just gossipy stuff, but what he actually looked up on the videos and stuff like that. So I think he would be a good one to interview.
How much municipal experience does he have?
He's doing it now with, in Lido.
Because I like municipal page, I don't see like a resume, I just see.
But he was my lowest scoring candidate. Mostly because I couldn't tell if he's been doing his job for 2 months or 20
2
years.
years, right, I'm with you.
He has no dates on it, he doesn't really have job descriptions, he just submitted a cover letter with a resume that starts right after the cover letter ends, with no actual
With just the summary?
breakdown of his jobs, or what he's done. I found it very hard to come to any conclusion.
So are these only pages that y'all have on?
Yes, thank you.
Just the summary and the cover letter with the qualifications?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was just some.
Cover letter, the body of his resume, and references.
Okay, so he's bold. He's bold.
I can tell y'all how to do it. He's just, he didn't just for me. I mean, just to be fair, because we asked for specific, qualifications and just, even though he's working under the town manager, the city manager model, he can't demonstrate
Expound on it.
any municipal experience he has. I didn't even see any education or anything with him. It's like an incomplete, he didn't even pass go with what we asked. A cover letter, the resume, or the written statement of,
I agree.
one of the two.
I got it. I'm good. Elmon Lee Garner. I like him. He has 38 years as municipal experience. What's that mean? Really old?
He has a ton of experience with municipalities, but the one kind of issue I have with that is the vast majority of that experience is with a town that has 75,000 people in it. And so once you start getting to the point that you have 100 employees under you, you're not gonna have the same skill set you have running a town like White Springs. You're gonna be really good at delegation, you're gonna be really good at, walking in the room and listening to your 5-person panel or the code enforcement and zones are and have them say something to you and make a decision. I mean, we could invite him in, he's someone number 4, really, and we can get to the brass tacks of like whether or not, he's overqualified for working with us.
I tried to find it. The only town that I've even gotten close to is Chattahoochee and Sneed, but they're way. Sneed, Chattahoochee, I think might be a little.
2 hours. It's 2 hours.
No, I'm saying the top of the side of what they actually had to do.
Do you know any of that? Like size of the towns?
Sneed and Chattahoochee are small towns, like White Springs, they might be a little smaller.
Pretty sure there are a couple of thousand people.
It's just that they have one has one of the state mental hospitals in Chattahoochee, which is what they're famous for, and Sneed have several prisons there, which gives them their economy boost there.
So their active citizens could be lower, like ours.
Maybe.
So I thought about sounds. Okay, thank you. I like to speak to the word. Okay.
I said I gave him some points off because one, I thought his resume was a little boilerplate. Everyone else kind of went at it with our issues and I feel like he really did. And because he put the wrong town in cover this.
Yeah, so that's what my key, he realized that he's gets in a new one.
Is that the one that had?
Five spring.
Well, that was the case if you paid attention to the other guy, one of the persons we saw. He researched the town and he put Mayor Jacqueline Williams instead of Mayor Brown. I was like, you couldn't research too much because you just did this letter a couple of weeks ago and I've been here a whole month before you even did the letter.
But if you go to White Spring, have you updated the website lately?
It's definitely the website.
I didn't see Jacqueline's name on the website. It just had Vanessa and Sunita. That's it. It didn't have a council. It just had town manager Vanessa George and Sunita, utility clerk Sunita Williams. Didn't have mayor or any of that.
So what are our thoughts on Mr. Garner?
Question.
If you're interested in population, Chattahoochee population has 2,955 people in the 2020 census, down from 3652 in the 2010 census. So about 3,000 people in that town.
Okay, so it is valid there.
When I was talking about the big ones, Powell, BAL, and
Black.
Black.
They move way open.
I gotta use
We
it.
gotta move you right.
Y'all gotta give us this laughable moment. What was it?
I said Valdosta.
Go ahead.
Too many vowels in one.
Okay.
I want to see you transcribe that.
I didn't hear it.
Sounds like there's not a lot of great interest in that one, or is there some interest in talking on it?
I think it depends on how many candidates.
Right. Okay.
I just put a question mark out here, that I put an X or a check.
Okay.
I just said, hey, you know, he's in the middle right now.
Got it. Ready for the next one?
Yes,
Vance Lipsey. City Administrator in Ranger, Texas, Town Manager in Lake City, Colorado.
Oh.
It's a cool town.
I think the challenge I had was they also give me 1 year appointments for everything.
Who he did?
That's the sign, but everything in front was wrong on one of the other guys.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a rolling stuff on face. Moving from state to state and position to position every 6 months to a year. Also, I have him as only having 4 years of experience with municipal management, public administration.
And he's still under the.
Okay. I'll go along as it. Colin G. Murphy. I lost it. He's an executive director, looks like a nonprofit, or at least, no, he owns his own business. It's Home Society. Jacksonville Children's Commission for 4 years. I think that's the only.
So he had a lot of admin experience, but that admin experience was in education. And it wasn't really municipal government.
I've got them down here too on finance policy and HR. And did anybody else see any municipal experience? I mean, eventually we would like to have somebody who knows all that stuff. Right now we need somebody to figure out the emails.
Didn't jump in and do.
He also has experience in large cities.
Yeah.
And I did Google him and I did find out that he lost his last position because of poor performance reviews and a unprofessional.
Okay, I'm so glad you did that. Thank you.
Okay. The next one is the Chris Pruitt gentleman that was just added today. Once he sent the email showing that he did finally submit his resume.
Let me take a minute, because
So that one is gonna take a little bit more of your time to take a look at.
did you say chief executive is like a town manager or no?
Could be.
And we'll have big cities.
Multi-million-dollar budget.
So that's the big city, so that's not the same. I don't see that.
Right after Murphy. We had.
You know, comprehensive emergencies,
It looks like this.
Coffee faster.
I think the next one moved it. Oh, here it is.
What are some OOP functions?
Or a co-op?
What? There's no line, should there be a line in the middle?
Hmm?
This is like, okay. What's that? There it is.
I stepped into the role just as the JO and CO concluded in legislature's response. I developed and implemented policies and procedures to address each of the findings, many of which closely parallel those identified in my experience. I later presented our corrective actions and progress directly to JLAC at their February meeting. With all that. Two-sided.
So this gentleman, city administrator, city of Mexico Beach, village of Biscayne Park, village manager over here, town of Burke in Wisconsin, town supervisor there, that's an elected official. Held that position for 9 years. Town supervisor. Facility manager for the Wisconsin Department of Transportation. Programs and policy, program supervisor.
So does that say in that happening? Well, that we have to step in and do the email, think that's and stuff, or is that just specifically budget and stuff? You can tell them, like, the way it is. Yeah.
That part was clear.
I was gonna say, I almost see where you from.
Where it is right now. Fort St. Joe.
Did you find that?
Well, it's when you look at his local, there's at the bottom of his resume, it says local business owner. And it says Madison, Wisconsin, and Fort St. Joe, Florida. So. For the present. So maybe.
Manager successful wedding, DJ, and officiant.
Even have to be off.
You don't want to see what kind of business it is, and they can't see it. So.
Information, yeah.
Yeah, we need that.
Right.
Yeah.
See, okay. From 2014 to 2023, he was Wisconsin Department of Transportation Facility Manager, their program analysis, the program supervisor, as well as from 2014 to 2023, he was the town of Burke's town supervisor.
Is that municipal leadership courses?
Oh, he was an elected official. But he's an elected official at the same time that he was with the Department of Transportation.
It's just, I don't know, it's just something about this,
I don't know what his council is.
facility manager.
So the third paragraph on his cover letter, he, it's not like he's inspired, but he'll explain it.
So I'm looking at an article.
You go.
Robert. The city of Mexico Beach is once again looking for a new city administrator. The city tells News Channel 7 that city administrator Chris Jewett was fired on April 23rd. The following day, an outside HR investigation of Jewett was completed. The investigation report stated that Jewett was accused of harassment by several city employees. The report goes on to say that it couldn't be substantiated that his actions were unlawful or created a hostile work environment, but as that he failed to comply with best practices on several occasions. So it sounds like the report said that they were not substantiated.
They get inspired.
Yeah,
We
like,
know how that goes.
following its termination, Mexico Beach made an interim city administrator. The city is holding a special meeting on May 20 to discuss the next steps. I didn't find the whole report.
Another little town in trouble.
Right. But it's just still something about having two different jobs in two different cities. One for the Department of Transportation and they're for the same exact year.
Well, if it's an elected official, elected officials, so depending on what the job duties are, Rock County
Yeah.
right now. That's outside of being a council person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the positions mean, but maybe that's a.
Yeah.
What exactly is the town supervisor? Could that be like a mayor here? Because not in White Springs, but in other cities, mayors are elected officials.
It's like,
He'll tell us.
Now I'm looking at the 14th page.
No, I love how thorough you are for real, seriously.
That sort of research takes more time than
Don't like that correction. It's just throwing up flags. We've been through that before with the previous challenge. Whether it was substantial or not, we don't need any red flags thrown on us this early in the game. I guess.
Alright. Next candidate is Ivan Leo.
I love how humble he is. He's so fine. And 45 acres. Well, very humble. If I say, "Fine, if we have a war, I want to be standing next to that man."
Everybody's long decorated military career, including going up the ranks of the administration. He has a PhD in, what was it, organizational leadership?
I thought this was part of his book that he included in his thing. And I am going to study because it talks about curious poverty in White Springs. I don't understand the parts I read, but if I sit down long enough, I might absorb some. I mean,
It was
he's
a
amazing.
meta-analysis of the way in which you would come to a plan to address something like poverty.
To me, he was amazing. My challenge is, I don't see any municipal experience. And that's what we need right this minute. Other than that, he's amazing.
Where's he from?
Here.
Here.
Oh, Ivan Leo.
Oh.
About a quarter of a mile there.
Is that right?
You're right, by City Hall. City Hall is here and he's across the street to the
Caddy walk.
caddy corner to the right.
He's home, okay.
And
Yeah, he's on.
like that,
Very, very strong organizational skills.
But my My only challenge is we need somebody to do the day-to-day right now. I don't think he has time to learn.
So we've a homegrown resident
It's awesome.
and he's been all his life. He's been here ever since this has been started, so. I put him. Okay, he's one.
I think just because of his lack of municipal experience.
I have to retire on for a second. Or third, two, three.
I just think we need somebody that's gonna be able to jump in and take it easy on. You know, that knows what it takes to run Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and keep us going. You guys, you're from here. What's your noises? You think you could come in and do the day-to-day?
I mean, he is intimidatingly intelligent.
Yes.
So, and we never had nobody here from my hometown, that, was a town manager.
I think he also did good work in the Virgin Islands, working with the town.
We did that they were trying to make go away. I like people.
I have nothing negative to say about details. He can advance to the next level on me.
Yeah.
And ask him all the hard questions.
Correct.
I would.
So I'd say let him advance.
So what we're bringing forward, we have Harlan. One with W.
We got the second.
Daniel Wallflower. He got a job, right? He got a job in, Michigan. So, yeah, you're the Gordon, at the Gordon.
Yeah.
He's the one I called and said, you know, trying to go to us or them. Doesn't matter, because I got a job. And I saw online, I think it was online, it's a job. They were still just working out the contract. Sammie L. Powell. I like it.
I like that he was an assistant town manager, which means he probably knows everything, just like Audra did. 27 years municipal experience.
Oh Lord, he's from Delray Beach.
What's that mean?
Oh no, I just.
Oh, okay. It's just 5 hours
No, the
away.
other one was from Winterberry. Stacy was from Winterberry. Or Delray.
Well, this
Say
was,
that again. Where was Stacy from? DeBerry or Delray?
Stacy's from, Orange City, but she worked in.
I mean, like.
DeBerry.
Okay. That's what I was asking.
well, this is 5 hours away.
Team across Board Division responsible for maintaining a clean, safe. Don't cry.
So I Googled him too.
What we got?
He was recently let go because one of his subordinates was accused of extortion to code enforcement.
So he got fired?
So he was involved with it?
I mean, what I read in the article said it was his subordinate, but I mean, they're getting pretty new. There's something going on. I don't know what that something is.
Right. What was that work history?
There, I could read the article. But it's not.
I know it.
Then on 24th, the person who oversees code enforcement resigned, Sam Walthour, Director of Neighborhood and Community Services, so he resigned. has been with the city since September 2020. He will remain on the staff for the next 2 months, according to an email from Moore to the commissioners, as the city seeks to find a replacement. Moore tried to dampen the ongoing controversy of his.
So maybe he just couldn't take the heat from whatever his subordinate did?
You know, I'm gonna walk this back, because I can't find the part that says that. So, pretend I say nothing.
So do we want to advance him and then ask these questions in the interview or not even go through it?
He's coming a good distance.
He doesn't really. Unless he caught the heat for his employee and his employee.
I lost Ivan. There he is.
I agree. And what do you decide about him to be there?
He's on the floor for some reason.
He's on the floor.
Yeah, he's on the floor.
Okay, so he wasn't one that we moved for. Okay.
He was one of our maybes.
Yeah, he was maybe, so he's a question mark too.
Yeah, that was the one where you didn't have dates for, is that was he the one?
No,
That was
Timothy Day
Nicolas.
was the guy I gave 38 points to.
Oh.
He was, he got into trouble.
That's right. I would agree that we decided we didn't need to start with trouble. We'll put Ivan forward, yes.
What we decide on, Mr. Murphy?
He was mostly finance, policy, and HR rather than municipal.
He worked for schools.
I'm sorry?
He worked for schools.
Yeah. Again, we're looking for somebody that can
And the 4 people I had set aside was Ivan Udell, Connie Brecheen, Timothy Day, and Elmon Lee Garner.
I think that's the same I have too. I had a question mark with the Elmon Lee Garner.
what did, they call him Wade. What was our question about Mr. Garner? He's in Chattahoochee, near Flagler.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember what we talked about? Because I had him as he's one of my greetings. I liked something about him. Now I can't remember what.
He has lots of experience. I think the only question was if his experience was going to be the Powell.
Was his town too big? Is that what we thought?
No,
No?
that wasn't the one. I think that was.
The one he was at for 20 years was the whose name I'm not mentioning because everyone's laughing.
We gotta have some levity here, sweetie. So he's the one that has 38 years in municipal. I'm asking about Lee. What was our thought on Garner? Garner. Yeah, it's a Don Lee Garner.
Well, do we want to ask 4 and then if we can make it, we get 3?
I always thought we were going to ask 4.
4 is a good number because it does seem like there's usually one that drops out.
Okay, Okay, so that's a yes on Ivan, Judith, Connie Brecheen,
Lee Garner and Sammie L.
Sammie, okay.
Only challenge was that I have to move 5 hours away. That's a long way to be away.
Timothy Day, if you guys decide about Timothy Day.
I'd like to, I'm not sure what
I don't remember
everyone
why I
else.
folded it. Oh, wasn't it?
It was someone that was red.
Somebody said you applied once before.
Yeah, that's trying to say he was right before.
And isn't he the one that worked 1 year? Said he was a Rolling Stone or something, is that him?
Yeah, he never stayed on long.
That was Timothy Day, is that one? Okay, so who was our
No, that
fourth?
was Vance. This guy, is a community development for Infomark for 2 years.
Yeah, he's not.
City of Bowling Green, Florida, interim manager for 6 months.
It's the
Community
Greenville one?
associate, yeah, he's the Greenville guy.
Timothy is the Greenville guy?
Timothy's the Greenville guy
Okay.
He's from Cape Coral.
from Cape Coral, who,
He's 20 years and he has already been an interim manager.
Okay, so that's 4.
I lost Timothy.
Ivan, Connie, Sammie, and Timothy. Is that the same that you all had too?
Say it again?
Ivan, Connie, Sammie, and Timothy.
That's what I have too.
So is that the same one you had, or you had somebody different?
Oh, you telling me? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
I think, I picked out the guy from Live.
Nicolas.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
But he's the one that didn't do the resume right. That was the challenge with him. Everybody else me.
Do you maybe want to talk to him since he's right around the corner?
Yes.
Yes.
So that'd be 5 we're taking in?
Maybe. Yeah, I think I've got a question about this Sammie and Garner. I've heard both
That's
of
what I
those
got 2
in here.
question marks about those 2 also.
This is too many papers.
Yes.
What did we decide about Colin? He's out?
Who was that?
Murphy?
Murphy.
Okay, Murphy. One down.
So it seems like Connie and Ivan are a set.
Yes.
Nicolas from Live Oak, I think that one's a set too, is that?
I think so.
And so then we have Garner, Day, and Wallflower. Seem to be the ones that keep kind of the names. Keep getting, I have it. Then it's Garner, Day, or Wallflower.
You can narrow that down, huh?
Yeah.
That's still a lot.
So this was 5 or 6?
That'll be 6.
yes,
We want to do
it's probably gonna be an hour per interview, right?
No, 30 minutes, we said.
30 minutes.
15 to ask questions and then 15 minutes to talk about them.
to discuss and decide. 15 minutes with him there and 15 minutes. And then, well, not right. Well, no, he's still there doing the questions and stuff, right?
So I don't think you should discuss them after each interview. I think you should interview all of them and
And then
then
have
discuss.
discussions.
And we're gonna remember what we talked about.
Yeah.
So you have your points.
Yes. But,
30 minutes is really tight.
yeah, I can tell you all, if you say 15 minutes, you're gonna be behind schedule after the first one.
Yeah,
Even a half hour.
because we scheduled to start at 2 o'clock.
This is an important hire, so
It is.
you might want to give yourself probably about, what, 45 minutes? Try to cut it off at 30 minutes?
I found Keystone Heights, they had recorded their interviews, they were an hour and a half each.
I could see that.
So did the interviewees stay in for each interview, for other people's interviews, or?
Honestly, I got bored after about 10 minutes.
I was gonna say, that's how I remember before, that they didn't stay in.
But the thing is, it's a public meeting. That's the biggest problem. They're public meetings.
I think they shouldn't be in
You never
until they
had-
can stay after their interview, but not have them all in the whole time. Is that correct?
The public can be in, but I don't think it's fair, because if I'm interviewing Nick,
I'm gonna
and
learn
Nick said
something.
something, makes himself seem like he's so great, and then Scott comes in, is sitting there, and we interview him, and he kind of, you know, it's like,
You're not supposed to have nobody that you're interviewing in the interview room. Once you
Except the one.
interview Timothy Day,
right,
you ask some questions, okay, he got to leave. Then you bring in the next person. You
Okay.
interview
that's
him,
how I thought it should be, but
They got
I
to
wasn't
leave.
sure.
That's how it
Because-
is in.
But the public is
private
allowed to stay in.
yeah, the public is allowed to stay in.
Okay.
But
That's
they,
what-
I don't think the public can ask questions, but they are
No,
allowed
they don't
to-
ask what, they have no input, but they're
But they
allowed
can
to
stay
sit there and
in
watch the
and
process.
listen. Right.
Okay, so let's pick our 4.
We already did.
No, we got like 6 people up here.
Yes, we have Connie and Ivan as a yes, right?
And
Definitely
Nicholas,
yes for those 2.
and the Nicholas, because he's close by.
Can you go through those names slowly, please? I'm making a note of what the names are.
Okay.
Yes. Connie Brecheen,
Say again?
Brech,
EEN, and some
Oh, Connie. Okay, yes.
kind of routine.
you know Ivan,
Yes.
Bill,
and then Nicholas is the one from Live Oak.
Nicholas
Yes.
Frigiola.
His
Okay.
last name is Frigiola.
Who's the fourth one?
We haven't decided that. It's between
We're
Sammie and, it's between Walt, this says a different spelling.
Yeah, I messed that up.
Okay, good. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Walter.
Nicole, Vice Mayor, will you please read out the names that you have?
I had Ivan for a definite yes, Connie Brecheen for a definite yes, and I had a question mark by Mr. Lee Garner,
Okay,
and I had a question mark by Timothy Day. I had an X for Nicholas because he had no experience, municipal experience, which is what we needed.
but I think he does.
But his resume is not seen it. I mean, it's still, we
We
still have to
ask
interview,
him,
so
yeah.
we have questions, so
Yeah,
it's
we
like,
gonna ask about
that's
that.
6 people.
But we don't need 6 people. So we need to decide between Mr. Garner and Mr. Walthour? Is that right?
Or day.
And
I keep hearing
we need to
day.
decide between Sammie Walthour, Timothy Day, and Lee Garner.
Okay. Tell us your thoughts, Robert.
Between those 3, I would say Timothy Day.
I lost Timothy Day.
So maybe we should use our score sheets then, you guys can break down the numbers and whoever scores highest for those 3 will be the one we pick.
There he is. Found him. Okay. Now, what's my score sheet?
Question, is the plan to then call these 6 people up here for Thursday? Is that the plan? Okay.
Yeah,
How
so
much?
Six, we're
However
gonna break
many.
it down from the 6 and go to just, what, 3? Or
4.
We're trying to get down to 4. Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to break it down to the 4.
That's fine. Thank you.
Okay. anybody know what a Florida certified CJSTC instructor is?
Criminal justice and training.
Okay, thank you.
So it's a real,
Law enforcement.
for the moment.
So he has law enforcement background, and so does
Yeah, but that's not what
Nicolas.
we're doing right now.
No,
Okay, it's safe.
he's Greenville.
Which one are we going to first? Nicolas, Sammie and Gardner
I was looking at Day.
and Dave.
She's looking at Day. Are you guys looking at Day?
Yeah, Sammie,
No.
Lee and Tim.
Timothy Day. Let's look at Timothy Day and say yes or no.
Well, you got the score sheet?
Yeah.
Y'all read them off and I'm not on the score sheet. So I gotta keep going through that.
Got a cover letter.
Cover letter, yes.
Why don't we just do total points? Or you?
These don't have points. Oh, on the back. Never mind. Okay.
When y'all call them out, y'all do the points. Martin, please, so they don't have to keep doing it. Which is the first one we're going through?
Timothy Day.
Timothy Day.
Timothy Day.
Are you on the second page where we're doing 1 through 5?
Are we doing the whole point thing?
The points are primarily going to be on the back side. Yeah.
So he did his cover letter, correct? He had the, did he have the resume? He was the one without the resume.
No, he has a resume.
Okay.
Dates. Nicolas didn't have a resume.
His resume was his written experience, so that's one. And he had references.
This guy, yes, has references.
We're on Timothy Day.
Timothy Day has
Okay.
references.
What about his experience? Did he have a bachelor's degree or relevant experience?
He was an interim manager, so that's experience.
Yeah, he's got a bachelor's.
At least 5 years in municipal management or public administration?
Let's see, there's 1. There's 3. Yeah, because he's got Cape Coral. No, that's Councilman and Mayor.
So that's a no.
Community Development District was special taxing district. It's not the same though.
No. So he's got almost a year in Bowling Green.
So will we use this score sheet mostly on doing the interview itself?
There'll be a separate one for interviews.
Okay. Because what we're saying, was he available for full-time in-person hours and emergencies and stuff of that nature? That's why I asked that question.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 years in management.
Okay. On the score sheet for the criteria, it says clarity and relevance of cover letter. Was his cover letter clear?
Yes.
And he showed
Yeah.
relevance. Okay. So 1 to 5 points, what would you give his
Cover letter?
Robert?
I gave him a 5. I feel like this is gonna take a very long time.
Do you want to do total points?
Yeah, I thought everybody would
was
just
going to do total points.
write their own thing and then
Okay.
total it up. and then-
That's what
Yeah.
you're supposed to do, but I would think that you're supposed to do this when you do the interview.
We'll have a separate one for the interviews. I'll circulate that around and get some feedback. I've got some potential questions.
Tanja, didn't you say he had applied before?
Timothy Day.
Well, his resume had came to the, came to us, but we never interviewed him.
So he wasn't in the selection?
No.
Do you remember
Was this
why?
during the time with Stacy now, or was
Yes.
Stacy, okay, so that was when Stacy and Frederica made the cut for the interview?
Around what year was that probably?
2015.
See, it looks like he got his experience after that.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
I'll give him a 4. Can't really answer a lot of these with this. So that's him. Then Garner.
Maybe what would help is if everybody out of the 3, you pick your one,
Oh, okay.
and then everybody name their one, and see if
what
there's a
happens.
majority.
Or list who
See if
has
we
the
get-
most.
Right, right.
Okay, that'll work even better. I can look faster.
Maybe.
At times. Some of this stuff we might have to pay for and have a special meeting. Oh, Lord, the numbers to the
Okay, I have my one.
Okay, so who's your number 1? Oh, you want anybody else? Yeah. Garner. Okay, we have 1 vote for Garner.
Day.
1 vote for Day.
Region.
Oh, no, but she's already in. Yeah.
We were going.
So between Garner, Day, and Walltower.
Yeah.
Garner, okay, 2 votes for Garner.
Oh, Dave.
All right now. Tiebreaker. But hey, it's gonna be a tiebreaker somewhere. Thankfully, we have 5 now.
Y'all just put me there.
That's what happens when you're late.
Garner gets extra points because he's close by.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. I don't know. Question problem,
So how about this? Walltower is out, right? Because
okay.
he definitely can't get the majority votes. Is that right? Is that
Right.
Okay. So it's between Garner and Day now?
Yes.
Okay.
This is why you make the big bucks.
I've actually interviewed Walltower before for an executive director position. And just in case you were wondering, Miss Nikki, we're waiting on you. Just in case you thought we forgot, no.
I don't know. I am torn between the two, to be honest. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go with Garner. It's just something about, I don't know, both their resumes were good. They got a lot of the same qualifications. They have a little more things that he have listed. But Garner towns are,
Garner?
wait,
That's good. I wasn't feeling
Good,
the
good,
commitment.
good try.
Yeah.
right. I'm going crazy, y'all.
We need to rest.
This has been a day for me. I'm so sorry. Y'all know I'm a little, you know, I don't know where else to put I can't go right to the Well, no, I'm gonna change it. Oh, I know what I said about him. He only had the 3 years experience. So it was Garner.
Okay.
I had to look at it
Garner's
again.
number 4.
Yeah.
So who's sending out the emails tonight to tell these people?
That would be, would that be you?
I'll do it. I've got it. You just need to know start time and,
What time did we start? Did y'all say?
2.
2? Okay, I gotta remember.
you want to give them set times or just?
It doesn't sound like we're gonna make it on set times.
Maybe 1 at 2, 1 at 3, 1 at 4, 1 at 5.
I think giving them an hour is a lot better than giving them, I can't see us.
And then you gotta take a little break too. Because,
So give each one an hour?
yeah.
Okay, so do one, who do we want to do first?
Let's do the one that's farthest away so we can go home.
Honestly, just
We got
random.
drive by, when? No, we didn't
Who
get
has
that.
departments to drive?
Okay, we got,
All of them are
Connie's here,
close.
Nicholas is here, Lee is 2 hours.
I would
And
say
Ivan
just
is
for
here.
fairness sake, let Leslie randomly assign them.
Okay, that'll work. And she'll tell them the time, so we don't have any inputs on the time. the
2,
question.
3, 4, 5.
Well, Mr. Garner lives 2 hours away, so I think it would be considered to do him first, in case he wants to leave.
That's fine.
The others are just to toss up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're done with that. Hallelujah.
So now you need to just go ahead and vote on an official one, just for those 4 names. I'm on Robert.
So I move to select Connie Brecheen, Ivan Udell, Elmon Garner, and Nicolas Frigiola for the interviews for our town manager position.
I second.
Okay, there's been motion and second that we select the 4 names for the interview for Thursday, starting at 2 o'clock. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
None.
Could you just repeat the 4 names, please?
Ivan Udell, Connie Brecheen,
Connie, yes.
Elmon Lee Garner, and
Nicholas?
Yes,
Who's the 4th one? Ivan?
yes.
Thank you.
Okay, A has passed, ayes have it. For those 4.
now we're on D. I'm gonna do that too.
Okay, the next item on the, agenda, resolution 25-5, forming an auditor selection committee and audit committee.
So that's me.
That's
So
you.
I will take over for a second.
Yay.
This is a resolution that has 2 parts to it. The first part is forming an auditor selection committee. The second part is to establish that auditor selection committee as the audit committee. So 218.391 from Florida statutes outlines a process that every town has to go through to select their auditor for their annual financial audits. It involves creating a auditor selection committee whose purpose is to create, distribute a RFP. So an RFP is a kind of procurement document. So it's used for buying usually goods and services. It basically is the outline of, hey, this is who we are, this is what we're trying to accomplish, here's our needs, here's what we're looking for from a vendor, etc. So this resolution will establish Scott Gay, Gretchen, Hochfort, and me as the members of the auditor selection committee. And the second part is the audit committee. Basically, we work with the auditor to make sure that the audit is getting done on time, and they will report back any problems that they have with it to us, and we will act as the intermediary for the town council. And that, in a nutshell, is what Resolution 25.5 is for. Any questions?
Okay, you have 4 people instead of 3 now?
No, we have 3. Is there any questions from the floor?
Vote. Okay. I move that we accept resolution 25-5, forming an auditor selection committee and the audit committee with the names that was listed with Ms. Robert Gamsby, Scott Gay, and Gretchen Farrell. Gretchen L.
I second the motion.
Okay, yes, but motion and second that we accept resolution 25-5, forming the auditors selection committee and the audit committee. Any discussion?
None.
Ready for the vote? Excuse me. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, ayes have it. Motion passed. Now we're down to new business.
No laughing. I need a car.
Every time you laugh, we add another item.
Yeah.
I need
Been a meeting now. Yeah, this-
Oh, Lord, it's 10 o'clock.
Yes.
That's what I said, I need a car.
New
It's 10
business.
o'clock.
Y'all are the troopers though, you know, like these are the diehards, obviously.
Discussing a filling committee outline and charter.
I think Nikki
All that
might
is
have covered that.
basically announcing that all committees, town committees are open now for people to join. We have the recreation committee, we have special events committee, planning and zoning committee, the board of adjustments, and the emergency management committee.
Did we do a resolution on that one?
No, we're gonna do the resolution the next meeting.
Okay.
But it's still open for them to go ahead and get on.
Right.
And we'll formally do it at the next meeting and accept the people who apply. Just that quick and easy.
Do
We're
we need to
done.
vote on this?
And I would like to add, because I know I've previously tried to be on boards, that we as a town council need to work on onboarding anybody who gets on the committees. So give them information on sunshine laws if they're applicable, give
Right.
them, kind of like we got, like a binder with
Right.
onboarding documents, maybe to the extent that we can, try to help them.
Yeah.
Is there a reason you'd like to on this board?
I think the only two that deserve that is on the planning and zoning and board of adjustment. So that's, those two is qualified by the state law.
Well, what
That we
about
must
the,
have them.
what about the emergency management?
Pretty much any committee that's gonna be voting on items, they're gonna need to follow sunshine law, so at least the basics.
Would
They're
that
gonna need the
include,
basics.
would that include the emergency management one?
Mhm.
For the events?
With special events,
It depends on what they're doing, if they're making.
I thought that would,
Are they?
would that only be if the county?
Audit, laptops, I'm going to omit that one. Okay, AC quote. Ray Vaughn gave us a quote, where's that one? For the town hall, air condition. Donnie Skipper had put in the one that's down there now. And I talked with Mr. Powell. We do have the money in the, reserves, and the price on the air condition is $8,650. So we need to approve this quote. We don't have to get no other quotes.
Is this an emergency?
Yes, because we're trying to get back in the town hall. We got to get back in town hall. And it's been tossed around for a long time. The residents have been spoken, they want to get back in town hall. And I am trying to work on it and try to get us back in there. I have walked through town hall. I see a little bit of mold here, a little bit of bone there, but that can be taken care of. I looked all through the ceiling, I don't see nothing brown and nothing lit up there. And it just needs some cleaning up, that's it. But we need to get this new air conditioning in because, I forgot how long the old one been there because that building was not a town hall building. They made it into a town hall building.
It's all no noise all the time.
Right.
How come we didn't get 3 quotes then? I really don't know.
Because Mr. Powell said you don't have to get those 3 quotes on one quote to do, and you do have the money in the reserves. I asked him about it. So he said, when you're using your own people to do the job, because Donnie Skipper, he always did work for us in White Springs, you don't have to get 3 quotes when you got somebody already doing the job.
So what would be, okay, if we get the air conditioning, but you still have to get somebody to remove the mold.
I'm working on that too. I'm working on that one too. Y'all just be patient with me. I'm trying to get my people in place. So as soon as we get the air conditioning in, then I can call the people who I got to talk to them first. And when I talk to them, I bring the information back to you all, and then we can go from there.
So Donnie's putting in a new system?
Yes, this is,
Does it include
that's the quote.
humidifier?
I was gonna say, he should be able to remove the mold also.
He does that?
He should be able to. We had ours done in our home and it had the mold in it, and they went in and flushed out the.
This is all.
Oh, that might be what's on the
building.
Yeah,
Uh,
Does it go online?
Yeah, I think this is what he's talking about. I think the air conditioning, I think the air conditioning that he's talking about will help there. So we just need to put that in motion to accept the quote. So Mr. Donnie Skip will go ahead and get the air conditioning, put it in, and he did, I have not talked to him, because he has been busy, but, he said that will help out with the mold situation.
All right, somebody make a motion, please.
Somebody please.
Please, hurry up. Oh, Jesus.
I really think we should get 2 more quotes. And then we can vote on it.
We don't have time to get 2 more quotes. The reason Ray Vaughn picked Donnie Skipper, and I picked Donnie Skipper, Donnie Skipper been working in White Springs forever and a day. And he the one who put the old AC in. But we want to keep the same. And Mr. Powell said we don't have to get no more quotes. Like he said, if we got somebody that's doing it,
Yeah, we gotta go by what the state said, we have to go through the proper procurements. I do remember that. So it's not gonna hurt to get 2 more quotes, get 2 more
That was an
people in
audit
there.
item, and we can't just stick
Right.
the line on the audit.
but we have the money
We
to
can't,
get.
it doesn't matter, we can't mess it up, because if it's one of the audit items, which is one of the reasons they wanted to
Do
dissolve.
y'all know
the
how
town,
long this been going on?
it's not gonna hurt, another couple of weeks not gonna hurt.
It's been going on for what, 4 years now?
Okay.
And the
But
building
what we're
is
saying
saying
We can get 2
sitting
quotes.
there.
We
Can
can
we
just
talk
have
about
a
it
special
and-
meeting if we have.
Right.
But we can't violate the audit.
I mean, we're not violating anything. I just asked Mr. Powell, how do we go about by getting this air conditioner put in? He says, oh, you only need but 1 bid.
We're going against what
No, you're
the
not.
state. If they say that we have, the way that we have to do the procurement.
You're not going against nothing. You're trying to get the building fixed that they say mold in it. Several people don't went in there and say, that's not bad.
But if
Get
they
the air
don't do-
conditioning in there.
We have to go by the mold inspection time.
We don't, did y'all do a mold inspection?
They did have one, and it's online.
And it's
The mold report is online.
Okay, they wanna tear down the walls,
You,
over $10,000, $20,000.
They didn't talk about any remedial solutions. All they did was tell us what was wrong.
you have to get a separate company to do
Remediation
remediation.
for the cleanup.
And that could be somebody like Serve Pro or some other company. But Serve Pro is probably one of
We'll
the
get 3 bids.
And that's who I was
top
gonna use, Serpro, to
companies,
come
because
in
that's
and
what
clean
they
it up.
do on a daily.
Meanwhile,
Let's just table this, please. Because I don't see where a few more days is gonna hurt us. If it's been like this for 4 years, they've been out of there, about 7 months, they've been out into the little trailer thing.
And that's another thing Mr. Powell was talking about. We losing money.
We losing money paying
Paying
them
this
$3,000 a month.
This trailer thing, $1,700 a month. And
There's a lot of ways that we could save money. But, I mean, just a couple more weeks is not gonna hurt. We can call a special meeting or whatever. It's 10:30.
I can't.
And I'm not even being funny, and I know it's not all about me, but
I
I'm
move to
continue it.
table
I
this.
got to go because I'm feeling sick and I can't, not right now.
I move to table this until we get
You
two
don't have to
more.
wait for this meeting to be over if you're feeling sick, you should go.
Okay. I'm just saying, I didn't want to miss anything. I didn't want it to seem like the
Well,
town
we
is
got,
not important.
we do have one more thing that we really have to approve of.
And what's that?
And that's the greenery of Highway 41,
The
the Florida
upkeep.
Department of DOT.
Is that the upkeep of 41? The
Yes,
side of the road?
Is it the
Yes.
same price as last time?
yes. They contract runs out July the 1st. And,
Okay.
we cannot lose that contract.
And it's the same price as last year?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, they pay us. to
They
keep
pay
the upkeep.
us.
They pay the town to do the upkeep of it.
Okay.
I know
So,
the greenscape.
okay.
But they're not going down or not?
Are you all gonna table the
We can-
AC?
Let's table the AC, call a special meeting for all this other stuff that we got on the agenda. Go ahead and let's bring it up about the greenery, since the greenscapes have to be done, approved immediately. Let's approve that, table everything else, and call it a night, please.
Let's table
Not being funny, but,
Will you make that motion?
I can't break from the hospital over here.
DOT?
First, you need to go ahead and make the motion
Can
for
we-
approval, for tabling the AC.
I make a motion to table the air conditioning vote until we get two more quotes.
I second it.
I second, no.
Okay, it's been motion and second that we table the AC quote for, two more. Any discussion? Any question, ready for the question, all in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it. Let's take it for the next go round. Okay, the next one is the
The greenscape.
DOT Greenscape, upkeep. I have a resolution of 2025-01. You don't mind?
Was that the correct one?
I don't know.
That's the one we
Can
need
we
to
amend
research.
this to be 25-7, because 25-6
Since it's a new one.
is the highest.
Okay, 25-6.
Okay, that's what you said.
Okay, I didn't know,
So resolution 2025-07, a resolution between the town of White Springs and the State Department of Transportation for maintaining the right-of-way on state-maintained highways within the corporate limits. Whereas it is recognized that the state-maintained highways extend through the town of White Springs, and whereas the town of White Springs desires to maintain portions of these state roads in order to improve the appearance of the town, and whereas it is the desire of the state of Florida, to compensate the town of White Springs for maintaining these right-of-ways. Now, therefore, be it resolved by a vote of blank for blank against, the town council at its regular meeting held inside the White Springs Council Chamber, White Springs, Florida, on June 10th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m., an agreement for maintaining the State Department of Transportation was approved, wherein the state will pay the town of White Springs, Florida, an annual fee of $12,000 for maintaining the right-of-way designated in the agreement.
It needs to be amended, not in the town hall or in the library.
It's the acting town hall, you can do it.
yes.
Okay,
Approved and adopted this 10th day, June 20th.
so we need to vote to fill in the votes
Yes.
So it's $12,000.
that they pay us.
I move that we accept resolution 25-6. Seven, I'm sorry. As it is written.
I second.
Okay, it was amended that we, approved resolution resolution 2025-7 for the, upkeeps on Highway 41. Any discussion?
None.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carried. Do we have anybody who needs to say anything?
So can I move to table items D and E, because you just kind of skipped them next time, until,
Oh, she already got them out.
But go ahead and.
Well, she didn't throw them out, I thought she tabled them for us.
No, we
well, we
take.
still have to motion to table.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
Make
so
the
why don't
motion
you
to table
table
items.
All right, I motion to table items D and E until our next meeting.
Mayor, can you amend that motion to table all of the other things that we did discuss,
Well, those are the only other two things.
and the insurance? No, and the insurance also. D, E, and H.
All right, I motion to table items D, E, and H of new business until our next meeting.
I second the motion. Okay, which motion is second, that we approve, that we table D, E, and H for our next, meeting. Ready for any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carried. Anybody have anything to say at this time? No. Meeting adjourned.